Tick-tock, time to rock. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon to everyone who's watching from all over the world. It's your friendly neighborhood philosopher here, D. Wood. And with me is the Dawah Hunter, apostate prophet.
That's right.
Dawah Hunter be a good nickname, huh?
That'll be pretty good. It's a pretty good description.
The Dawah Hunter. So, is James any closer to finding a debate opponent out of 2 billion Muslims for you at DebateCon?
Well, it's a difficult job. You know what they say. You die here, and then you die. But no, I don't think he's any closer to it. He has been going around. He actually took my request to challenge Lily J seriously and also sent her.
Yeah, we were joking. We were joking. That's funny.
And also sent her an email, and then sent Sneeko an email and invited him in public, offered him money apparently, and then also sent an email to Mohammed Hijab, and also challenged Mohammed Hijab in public, and he also responded actually to it and rejected it. Mm-hmm. He said he's so concerned, he's so scared that he won't even do it for $80,000. So we don't have anybody yet agreeing to it. So
isn't that wild? And by the way, when James challenges Mohammed Hijab, that's because Mohammed Hijab's fans are going, James, why aren't you bringing it? Why are you going for weaklings and not the great Mohammed Hijab? And then James responds, I asked Mohammed Hijab. He said no. It's pretty funny. There is this, and then someone else will probably see it. We're going to go through some of these tweets here, ladies and gentlemen. But other people are like, and why don't you get Sheikh Uthman? How about Sheikh Uthman? And he's like, that's the first guy I went to. That's who he was trying to get to debate me. It's this ongoing problem where it was the same thing with Zakir Naik, where Zakir Naik did like 2 debates when no one knew who he was and no one knew what his tricks were. 2 debates, wouldn't debate anyone else again, just lectures. And why? Because once you catch on to what he's doing, he just like rapid fire, chapter number 15, verse number 25, chapter number 22, verse number. Once you catch on that he just spouts verses and that they typically have nothing to do with the topic, but it's overwhelming if you're not used to that. You're like, whoa, he just cited 17 references to prove that this miracle is in the Quran, and you don't have all these. Someone doesn't have all these things memorized, and so he gets away with it. Later, you go through there, like, oh, this dude just rants on a bunch of verses and they don't answer the question at all. But he sounds like he knows what he's talking about to all the ignorant people there. Oh, this guy's in trouble if he keeps this up, because people will just expose him on it next time and then never debates again. But his followers always thought that everyone was running from him, even though literally every Christian debater out there challenged him to debate, and he rejected them all. And interestingly, his methodology was to, his methodology, again, is to do a couple debates. Once people catch on to the tricks, don't debate anymore. But for his fans, they thought everyone's running from him. They don't know that he's just running for everyone else. And his method is, when you then challenged him, when any Christian debater challenged him ever, to say, nope, you're all beneath me. You're all beneath me. You're not my caliber. And it's like, we've never seen you debate one single actual Christian debater in your entire life. One experienced Christian debater. You debated 2 guys. One was a pastor and one was you debated 2 brand new guys who never debated before. You've never faced an actual Christian debater. And yet he goes down as like legendary status with the Ummah. But guess what? He set the pattern for every new Dawah guy to come after him, which is come up with some new trick, go into the couple debates, use the trick. Then once people have caught on to your tricks, do not debate anymore. Don't go anywhere near this stuff. And so this is the method we see to this day.
But I ask a very good question. He says, why is Dr. Zakir Naik not debating Christians? But let me tell you that it says in chapter number 25, verse number 69, Dr. Zakir Naik doesn't have to debate anyone. Hope that answers the question.
Powerful. AP, your skills as a impersonator have just blossomed over the past several years.
Powerful.
Never would have pegged you for a guy who'd be good at impression. Never would have crossed my mind.
That's what they do.
And yet you're crushing it. You're crushing it. All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and kick things off to show you what Dawah is now. This just came out from Inspiring Philosophy, or at least I just saw it. Is this new, AP? This new video of him exposing the racism of the Bible?
Yes, very new.
Okay, so this
Actually,
is new.
Well, what happened is I saw that video. I was checking a different video, and then I came across that, and I was like, what is happening? Is this a serious video? And I'm checking, and the guy is actually a serious Dawah guy. So I sent this video to IP, and was like, what is this? And IP then responded to me, wow, I totally need to make a response to this. And I said, okay, and I'll send you my reaction to it. So
Nice. So anyway, we'll go ahead and start to show you what Dawah is. I've said it how many times, guys? How many times? That Dawah Candace, they're looking for an atmosphere of ignorance because then they can spout nonsense. They would not say this stuff on a stage with a critic across from them because they would get absolutely humiliated, and they know it. But here is modern Dawah for everyone with Inspiring Philosophy and maybe another guest.
Can God say the N-word?
What nonsense is the world of Islamic?
What? Can God say the N-word? Can he say it? Let me back up.
this is a logical contradiction.
Yes. No, God could only command us to bang little kids, but he would not.
Can God say the N-word?
What nonsense is the world of Islamic apologetics attempting now?
Is it befitting of God to say the N-word?
No.
Are you sure about that? Okay, so let's read together. As Barnabas and Simeon, that was called what? Can you read that for me?
Okay, so King James Version. Now there were, this is from Acts 13. Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon that was called Niger, and Lucius of Cyrene, that's Northern Africa, and Manaen, which had been brought up with Herod the Tetrarch and Saul. So these are leaders. These are leaders in this early church, prophets and teachers. But watch what this clown's going to do. Let me back up slightly. Don't want to interrupt his brilliant, airtight reasoning.
Barnabas and Simeon, that was called what? Can you read that for me?
Niger? It's a name. It's also the name of a predominantly Muslim country.
It says it's a black word in Greek.
The country? Look, they named an entire country the N-word. Why would they do this? Oh, and there's also Nigeria, which is also using this. Oh my goodness, you see?
How it sounds.
Why is nobody speaking about this?
Why is no one talking about the racism?
Country, the N-word.
They named multiple countries the N-word.
Country.
It says it's a black word in Greek.
Let's see how it sounds.
Strong's G 3526.
Oh no! How will we ever recover from this powerful argument? Look at all the damage it is doing.
I was about to become a Christian, but this is... The Dawah is too strong. It's too strong. What am I going to do? I peed my pants listening to this with anxiety. Help me out, man.
I peed my pants.
Help me out. The Muslims are getting too strong.
Well, when we leave Muslim make-believe land, we can
What's wrong with you, man? It's good to see AP cracking himself up. He's very funny to himself.
That's true.
Imagine the anxiety, ladies and gentlemen. We've got the literal Pope who was about to convert to Christianity, but then.
And then he came across this Dawah point.
But
then he was about to convert, and then this happened.
The N-word. Guys, it's a place. It's a name. It's a place. It's a place in Africa. Oh, my goodness. It's the N-word. No, it's the Bible's using the N-word. Classic.
Getting too strong.
Well, when we leave Muslim make-believe land, we can remind people that the Bible wasn't written in English, so this cannot be the N-word. This is just a Greek word that means dark or black, and it was used as a nickname and a proper name. And of course, when this came into English, they translated it as Niger, the same name as the Muslim country. It's not even spelled right to be the N-word. It would need 2 G's. Everyone knows that. Maybe Dawah training should start including some spelling lessons.
Dude, this is, first of all, it's messed up. He said everyone knows this. Everyone knows how to spell. Come on, you're talking about the followers of a man whose followers brag about him being completely illiterate, and you're expecting them to cherish correct spelling. Seriously, IP, come on. We need to be more realistic here.
Here's the thing. Obviously, IP is while he's responding to this, he's also kind of going along with some of the stupidity and the humorous aspect there, doubling down on it. So, in the text, you have a figure, Simeon. It says in the Greek, so that he is. And this is the funny thing, like back in the day and in the time and in the historical context, nobody was going to hear this word, was going to hear the naming of this person as well. What? You just said the N-word. You just said the N-word. Are you insane?
It didn't exist yet. The N-word didn't exist as a thing, as a modern invention.
The N-word,
yeah.
as used as a derogatory term, is due to historical context added later on to a word that already existed and that had the meanings. Black could refer to somebody who comes from a place that is referred to as such, somebody who is of a darker complexion, somebody who is who is given this name for different reasons, and so on. So for one or more different reasons, it is quite unclear. One person is known by this name, and yes, in fact, if you read it in Greek, it is Simeon the Niger, but that does not mean it is. The N-word.
The N-word that didn't exist. N-word didn't exist. It's a name and it's a place back then, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dawah, ladies and gentlemen. Do you see why these guys wouldn't dare step on stage? Because this wouldn't work. There are 2 possibilities. Either that guy's a complete idiot and he thinks he's got a good argument, which is possible. We've seen complete idiots in Dawah many, 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 many times. But it's also possible that he's not an idiot and he knows what he's doing and he's deliberately being deceptive. But think about this. Either way, whether he's a complete moron or whether he is not a moron, but he's a compulsive liar, on what planet should anyone be listening to either of these guys? The moron version of this guy or the liar version of this guy? Why should anyone be listening to either one of those Dawah guys? But that's Dawah. That's what becomes popular in Dawah. And so they look around for people that they can get away with this with. And once they know you're familiar with their arguments and that you can expose this, they don't want to go anywhere near you. And
the other aspect is also that he is, of course, that he's referring to Acts 13, and he says, "Would God say the N-word?" So it's like, this is why is God saying the N-word here? And we're talking about a text written. The author here is Luke, right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah. And then he's like, he sits down and is like, well, why is God saying the N-word here? You could interpret this in a way to say all of the text, all of the scripture, all of the New Testament is inspired by God and meant to be that way. But here's the thing: this is a Muslim speaking. I'm pretty sure that what the Muslim means here is not actually the correct way to possibly interpret this, which is that this is, even when it is written and spoken by humans, it is the inspired word of God, and it was meant to be like that. He's actually presenting it.
He has the Islamic idea,
as if this is the Quran, and all books are like the word for word, the word of Allah, spoken by Allah Himself. It's like, yeah.
Indeed. So that's Dawah, ladies and gentlemen. Who did they use this on? They use this on people who kind of don't know what they're talking about. They use the various versions of what's called the Dawah Script, meaning they plan these things out and they run around using them over and over again. Then everyone copies each other and so on, passes around the Dawah Script. And once they find out you're familiar with the Dawah Script, they don't want to go anywhere near you. And it's just amazing to watch the transition over the years. When Ahmed Deedat came out in the 1980s, he was challenging everyone to debate. And he went around and he was actually able to do a bunch of debates. Why? Because no one knew anything about Islam back then. Which means every debate he went into, he could lie all he wanted about Islam. There's only one Quran. He could lie all he wanted. No one knew how to expose that stuff. And people generally weren't familiar with the sort of arguments that Dawah clowns use. And so you could always catch people off guard. So he could get away with this for several years. Then you get to Zakir Naik, but by that time, apologetics was becoming a thing. Christian apologetics was becoming a thing. And, matter of fact, Deedat had a disastrous debate when he faced a Christian apologist. He faced Josh McDowell, and the Muslims were completely humiliated. I mean, just shattered. And they ended up threatening Josh McDowell never to come back to South Africa, where they had that debate. So they found out what happens when you're actually engaging with someone who knows what he's talking about, is capable of Christian apologetics, and who knows about Islam. It did not go the way they wanted. So what happens, then you get to Zakir Naik. He has 2 debates and then ends his debate career. And then from then on, always says everyone's scared and running from him. And so then you have the sort of Zakir Naik types for a while and so on. And then you get to the Muhammad Hijab shift. He's the one that we would, again, credit with changing it from the time when Dawah was focused on convincing non-Muslims that Islam is true. Muhammad Hijab shifted that towards, because you started getting the beginnings of the avalanche of apostasy, that shifted towards giving Muslims confidence by making them feel strong and not being persuasive to non-Muslims. And so the method changed to a lot of chest thumping. You all stupid and weak, me strong, you little weaklings, if you doubt you're weak. It changed to that. That became Dawah. But notice that's completely repulsive to non-Muslims. We're looking at that going, what? What is this? This is all you've got? This is this. Anyway, so now, but guess what? Muhammad Hijab exploded in popularity. The previous generation of debaters Zakir Naik can barely get 2,000 or 3,000 views on a video anymore. Why? Islam changed to a bunch of chest-thumping narcissists trying to get attention for themselves. Zakir Naik couldn't compete anymore. But now every new Dawah guy has to follow the pattern of Muhammad Hijab, not the pattern of Zakir Naik, not the pattern of Ahmed Deedat. And now it's just pure posturing and chest-thumping, deception, looking for atmospheres of ignorance. But the areas where they can find ignorance are diminishing. And so now they just have to run from anyone who knows the Dawah Script. They have to run. They have to run. They have to look around the world. Hey, do you know anything about Islam? Nothing? Don't know anything about Islam? Don't know anything about the Quran? Don't know anything about Muhammad? You've never heard anything? Okay, we can talk to you. If they go up to someone, hey, you familiar with Islam? Oh, yeah, you familiar with the Quran? Oh, yeah, you know our arguments? Okay, no, we don't want to talk to you. We don't want to talk to you. We don't want to have a discussion, because they would be humiliated. And we see it. So anyway, the point is, in the 80s, Dawah coming onto the scene, they could challenge people around the world. Ahmed Deedat was challenging people all over the place. People weren't ready for it. The entire world was basically an atmosphere of ignorance about Islam. Now you can't find a Muslim debater. We're going to them. Bring it on. Come on. What do you got? Can the entire Ummah produce one debater for one debate? And they thought they'd produce one. They had a central Dawah, and that just didn't go very well.
But who gave God the N-word pass?
Yes, well, did he get this? Let's take these first couple of super chats. So what we're going to do, guys, we're going to recap the video of the threat and show why James had to scramble now to try and find a debater at the last minute. And then we'll go through his attempts, and watching Muslims still thinking. It's like all these Muslims for years who thought Zakir Naik was challenging the world to debate and everyone's running from it. And it's the opposite. It's the entire world challenging Zakir Naik to debate and him running the entire time and making excuses. But they still think, right now they think everyone's running from Muhammad Hijab. Hijab won't agree to debate anyone except like Elon Musk. It would have to be someone that he knows doesn't know anything about Islam. So that's the weird situation we're in. You've still got the entire Ummah thinking we're running from their guys, and we're begging and throwing piles of money at their debaters saying, please come debate. What will it take? Do we have to get a 12-year-old girl in here to impress you guys? What does it take to get you guys over here? And they won't do it. Let's take these first couple super chats.
Why won't they do it? This is the proof.
Rise said, can you react to Alex O'Connor's One Atheist versus 25 Christians video on Jubilee? It also touches on the topic of your debate with him about whether Jesus claimed to be God. I don't know. How long is it? If it's 25 people, I'm guessing it's a long video.
25 people and an atheist.
25. No, it's an hour and 30 minutes. That would be rough. And I don't know what their different channels can have different sort of rules about what will get you a copyright, right? In other words, when people use one of my videos, I get a notification saying this person has used like your entire video. It's never occurred to me to give anyone a copyright strike. Anyone is free to use my stuff. I do not care. But other people, when they see it, they do. So if you guys find out like how cool Jubilee is, maybe we'll take a look at it. But an hour and a half video, in order to do that in a live stream, we'd have to be kind of playing lots of it at a time, and that's exactly the sort of thing that would get you a copyright strike. But I don't know if you're aware of some little clip in there that would be good, then we might be able to do that. Hadrian Al-Ghazlani and all the people cried, "Free Barhobo! Free Barhobo!" Godshah 6'9". There he's mentioned in scripture, you see. That's a very good point. Barhobo.
For those who are not aware, Barhobo is a name that Comedy Central made up after I brought it up as Bar Kokhba in the debate with him. And his response was, and you mentioned also Barhobo. And so that's that. And then the other reference there, Godshas, is a text that does not exist, but that actually appears on some of the Nazi propaganda about the truth about the Talmud. And then it's like references like Godshas, which is a book that doesn't exist. It's literally made up.
Oh, nice. But why are you calling him Comedy Central? Just unprovoked insults against a man who wants nothing but peace and tolerance for the world.
Because he's funny.
Indian right-wing consecutive third rule. Muslims panicking. Do they have elections over there or something?
I do not know.
Not one Muslim wants to defend Mo's honor. I know, isn't it? I've said this before. It's like Muslims, I mean, right now they're not willing to have debates on much of anything, not the Dawah guys. You'll have the people who are willing to debate now are like the Ahmadis and so on, who would like to get more attention and so on. But the Dawah guys are running, absolutely terrified. But think about this. Even when they would debate, they would want to like attack the Trinity or something like that. They almost never want to defend Muhammad. Well, no, they never want to defend Muhammad. Occasionally you could get some of them to defend Muhammad and so on. But now they won't even step on stage to defend Muhammad. But I mean, isn't that crazy? It's like, if you as a Muslim wanted to prove one thing to clinch the case for your religion, it would be showing that Muhammad's a prophet. That's it. You win. If you Muslims of the world, if you show in a debate that Muhammad is a true prophet, you win all the debates. You win them all because he would be a true prophet. And therefore, all the other debates, if they were on topics and one of the people disagreed with Muhammad, that person would have already lost because Muhammad's a true prophet. So why wouldn't you? And they won't go near it. None of them anymore. Isn't that fascinating? Here is if you prove this one thing, you win. And under no circumstances are we letting that topic come up. Why? Because they know the opposite would be shown. They know that Muhammad would be absolutely blasted. And that's fine if they didn't want to make these claims about Muhammad, that would be up to them. But they go around on all these channels and podcasts. And it's like, yes, we have all this proof. We have the proof. We have the fulfilled prophecies and the scientific miracles. Oops, not anymore. And the perfect preservation of the Quran. Oops, not anymore. But we have this other evidence. And oh my goodness, did you know that Muhammad predicted the Romans would win a battle against the Persians? Isn't that amazing? And it's if you think this is a good argument, if you think any of these are good arguments, why would you not stand on stage in front of a crowd of Christians and atheists and agnostics and Muslims and show them this awesome proof so that we know that your argument can actually stand up to scrutiny. They want to give the argument and claim that it can stand up to scrutiny, but they will never subject it to scrutiny ever. Kind of makes me think they don't really believe their arguments work, really. Weird stuff. While I don't always agree with you two, you're lovely people, true. Have some money to continue the fight, and so we shall. But shame on you for not always agreeing.
If you don't agree with us, then get out of here.
Yeah.
We don't want your money. We don't want...
Get your filthy lucre out of here. I'm going to block this person.
Thank you.
David and AP, please. 1 atheist versus 25 Christians featuring Alex O'Connor on Jubilee YouTube. Why do they have to call it like that? It's right after that chick.
Jubilee.
That chick was trending because she'd banged, what was it, 1,000 or 100 or something like that, guys? And now they just 1 atheist versus 25. This just sounds weird to me.
I don't even know about that, but here, it's like, this is what David knows about and follows.
This is, it comes up as an example in every discussion. Oh, you're being like that woman, blah, 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 who got banged by 1,000 guys or whatever. And then now anytime you see 1 versus 100 or 1 versus like, my mind has been polluted.
That's interesting. I never even think about this. I never even heard of it, but here I am. Of course.
Yeah. So guys, again, that's kind of a long video. We need shorter videos. So if there's one particular section you'd like us to cover, we could cover it.
Why we're talking about Jubilee? I thought this is about Islam.
Yeah. So guys, if you've watched that and there's a particularly good section, then you can't leave a link because links are blocked. But you can in the description box say, hey, on that Jubilee video at time 2750, there's an interesting topic we'd like you guys to cover, and then happy to do that.
What do you call a Jewish hillbilly?
Well,
A Jubilee.
what's wrong with you? Did you think of that, or?
Yeah.
That's the worst joke I've ever heard in my life.
Same.
Views on Anjem Chowdhury and Shabir Ali. Will they, apostatize?
Will they
Some people think Shabir Ali already has. In other words, they think his claims about Islam actually put him outside the fold of Islam. I don't believe that, but no, Shabir Ali's he's gone more and more liberal over the years, but I think he'll probably stay in Islam. As for Anjem Chowdhury, I have no indication to think that he's going to change his mind about that. But I've debated both of those guys multiple times. Muhammad vocab versus AP if no Muslim stands up. Versus get vocab. Dude, what if we had vocab as Prophet Muhammad debating? Dude, what if James says, what if James announces, if no Muslim will stand up to defend Muhammad, we will have the Prophet Muhammad himself on stage to debate AP. Your decision. But do not blame us. Do not blame us if we go with Prophet Muhammad himself. That would be on you guys. We have given you the option. What do you think? Matter of fact, you could be specific. If Muhammad Hijab refuses to debate, it will instead be the Prophet Muhammad versus AP.
That's a very nice idea. However, let's be realistic. James is never going to do anything like that. So
I will message James.
he will not do it.
And tell him this will be hilarious.
He won't do it.
Vocab would do it.
Because he wants to, as much as funny as it is, he wants to keep a respectful thing with Muslims as well. So,
I don't know why they're not willing to debate anymore. I guess you're thinking though, but in the future he would want to try and arrange debates, and this might
he's still as a debate platform, as a debate host. He just also wants to have peaceful relations with terrorists, even if they don't come on there.
Have you guys seen the Family Guy mentally challenged terrorist attack vid? Gave me plenty good laugh, much love, and God bless. Haven't seen it yet.
So.
Haven't seen that one, but I'll probably check it out. Sounds like something that would be funny. Is Central Dawah more like Ron Burgundy or Millie Vanilli? Millie, well, that's a good, because Ron Burgundy famously, he would read anything on his teleprompter, even if it was complete, even if it was idiotic nonsense, or even if they made him insult everyone. Millie Vanilli, they were popular singers. Turns out they were just lip syncing. It was actually like their producer or something who was doing the singing. So both those, yes, both comparisons could be made to Central Dawah. Do you guys know Hamid Abdul Samad or Hendrik Broder?
I know Hamid Abdul Samad. He's an ex-Muslim, Arabic-speaking ex-Muslim in Germany. He has quite an interesting Arabic-speaking following and also German following. He's not like us. He's a more serious person.
What do you mean? We're incredibly serious. Look at this face.
I know, but he's even seriouser.
He's even more serious? He's like this.
But he was even more seriouser than that. So
Like this?
yes. See, I don't know the other person.
Happy Open Air Prison Day, a.k.a. Australia Day. Yeah, it is pretty rude to call one place the world's largest open air prison when, I mean, Australians got an entire continent as an open air prison. So they got you beat, guys. They got you beat.
That is a fair point.
Stop lying. John the Presbyter says, only reason Mojab debated William Lane Craig was because he had an unorthodox view of the Trinity. Mo running from Jay Dyer and Sam Shamoon so hard, I'm amazed he's out of breath so often. And yeah, that was probably the nail in the coffin of future debates. That's when it really came out that these once Islam is really, really on the table to bring up some of these issues and so on and to go through them, not going to work. And that's why Moron Gaines then tried to have a follow-up debate, and he called out Mohammed Hijab to face Sam Shamoon, and Hijab ran like a coward. But then, of course, later on, Hijab going to Elon Musk and stuff. Why won't you debate me? Why won't you debate me? Dude, you won't debate anyone who knows the Dawah Script. Why? Why is that? Show us that you're confident. Everyone is on to your little chest thumping tricks now. Everyone knows not to make any sort of agreement or deal with you because you will break all the things you agreed to. Everyone knows. Everyone's on to your tricks. Now, why don't you debate? And you'll never see that guy on stage again. I mean, not against anyone who knows the Dawah Script, and not on a topic that has anything to do with Islam. Not going to happen.
That's the thing. Like when we have an argument, when we have something that we want to argue for. Or argue against, we don't see any reason not to have a debate on this with somebody who is also known to be on the opposing side of the argument, but they're not like us. They're not like us. They're not like us.
Yeah, think about that. You were going to debate Central Dawah on, was Muhammad a true prophet? Very important topic. And isn't that interesting? It would be between a Muslim and an ex-Muslim. Debating whether Muhammad's a prophet. He has a chance to expose you and show that you were stupid for leaving, or you have a chance to expose him and say you were right for leaving and that he should leave too. Very interesting for all parties. We would prefer a superior debater, one who is more highly regarded by Muslims, so that Muslims can be watching and be cheering him on and so on, and then see what happens. But I mean, think about this. I mean, I'm debating Alex O'Connor, one of the best atheist debaters on the planet, on a topic that's very important. Did Jesus claim to be God? Guess what? Did Jesus claim to be God? That is a very important issue in Christianity. What happened? We debate it. I debated against a critic. I think he's the one who came up with that topic because that's the one James asked for. I think Alex is the one who asked for that. And then you have this big ongoing issue between the atheists and the Christians. What's a better foundation for ethics in society and so on? Is it like secular humanism? Is it Christianity? And what's going on? There's this big ongoing issue. What's happening? Inspiring Philosophy, Mike Jones taking on Lawrence Krauss. Both of them very experienced debaters. This is how you do it. You put your ideas out there on stage. The Muslims are so terrified of criticism, and they're so thoroughly aware of the fact that their prophet cannot stand up to scrutiny. They don't want to go anywhere near it. And that should be a lesson. And my goodness, for all you Muslims who think everyone's running from these guys, just look. People are begging these guys to debate, begging them. And somehow you're in there going, why won't you put Mohammed Hijab in there? Why won't you put Sheikh Uthman?
That's the thing. When they talk to their own crowd, when they talk to their own audiences, they are talking to people who will just eat up anything they say. But when they talk to our audiences and when they talk to other people who are impartial, they know that the audience is not dumb and they can't shape the stories the way they want. People are not slow. So, and that's not a good environment for them.
All right, we have Dawah guys are macho snowflakes. Sounds about right. Are his Dawah followers aware of Raisin Heads? So that's a question about the video where Muhammad referred to Ethiopians as Raisin Heads. Did you guys see Trump talking about relocating Gazans? Yeah, I don't.
Yes. What he said is Donald Trump is being brutal right now.
Pretty brutal. I thought he was. You guys were just cheering your heads off like a couple days ago. Victory, victory, victory! And now you're crapping your pants.
He's being brutal right now. He suggests now that that Gaza should be repurposed and that the population, most of the population, should be safely relocated to Egypt and to Jordan or other places.
Yes,
and
Indonesia as an option, Egypt, Jordan.
Yeah, yeah, and should be cleaned out and repurposed with in a better way. And he said that, of course, the relocating could be temporary or long term. So he's basically just wanting to go through with a plan of this is not going to work. It's not going to work out. So let's just move these people away from there. And
I prefer the Indonesia option just because it's farther away. Like if you're in Egypt, you could still be a terrorist pretty easily.
Egypt is a bad idea.
Yeah. I prefer something like Indonesia. And guys, I'm saying it here. You guys think, you're being mean. I am all for all the countries that want to provide aid and so on like that. Build an awesome island for them. Just totally trick that place out. Awesome houses, all that stuff. Awesome apartments. Plenty. Just send all the aid money over to there. Build them this great place. Put them over. And guess what? Now you've ended this endless cycle of violence right there. So get it done. Let's get it done. They'll all need to watch D. Wood video Whitest Prophet. Oh yeah, about Muhammad and his slaves. God bless David and AP. Y'all compliment each other beautifully, highlighting the absurdities of the misled. Y'all both make my day better. Thank you. That's what we do.
Thank you.
That's what we do. Why haven't you gotten Ray Ibrahim on again? Because he humiliated you last time. You're hiding, boy. No, I'll get Raymond on. In fact, AP might be traveling sometime in the near future, and then I will probably get.
Yeah, I will be going to Germany. Don't have to be very subtle about it. Going to Germany.
Why are you telling everybody? Then I will. See, I wasn't naming anything. You're the one blabbing all your plans. Now, when you get jihaded, it's your fault for telling everyone where you're going. But yes, when AP is traveling, I will replace him with other superior partners. AP just saw a recently uploaded vid of a Dutch ex-Muslim who was Muslim for 4 years. Thanks to you and friendly ex-Muslim Mitzi Mimi left the religion. Oh, hi, David.
Wow,
Nice.
very, very nice. Very nice.
Very
Thank you.
nice. Look at my name and PFP closely. Oh, profile closely. Dawah 2025. That's the whiteboard where Ali Dawah. I was playing Ali Dawah, and he held up his wife's whiteboard, which said, "Please help." And for everyone who thinks, "Oh, that's horrible spelling," keep in mind she's still a brilliant scholar compared to Muhammad. Per Raymond Ibrahim, Muslims are observing or apathetic. I said we'll get him on. Dang it. For me, the N-word is the NPN transistor F example. I don't know what that means. NPN. Hey, look at this. Issa says, I'm excited to meet you both at DebateCon 5. Issa, we already met when we debated before. Why are you going to say you're going to meet me? You forget about that? You forget we had a debate and you've already met me?
That doesn't just mean meet for the first time. It could also mean...
It says he's saying he already forgot meeting me the first time. Arguing with a dope on X who keeps bringing up Bar Kokhba Ketubot 11B, Kitten 57A, and Mitzitsab. Any ideas for fun things I can throw at him? Yeah, you can kind of go to any of these, start looking things up and throw it in his face. But you got to think of it's worth it, because some guys are just. Some guys is a waste of time. There, every once in a while, you'll run into someone where they got some bad information from something, they don't know what they're talking about, and you could correct them, and they could be the sort of person who would accept correction. You can find that out very quickly in a discussion, what kind of person you're dealing with. If you're just dealing with a person who's a scumbag, probably just want to block him and get it.
The vast majority of the Nazi folk right now, wannabe Nazis, I just block him, because there's really no point in arguing. There absolutely. You might think, it's always worth trying to argue and trying to change your. No, it's not. I mean, with those people, it's most of the time there is no point at all in having a discussion with them. Because no matter what you throw at them, they will always ignore every single thing and come back with something dumb.
And it's just they'll just keep going, right? It's like you could sit there arguing with them for 12 hours, and you just wasted 12 hours that you'll never get back. So, yeah, use your time well. Jesus said, do not throw your pigs before swine. That's kind of the meaning of it. Someone like, why are you wasting this on them? Those screaming goats of yours could be used as powerful decoys to attract jihadis. It's like, yes, that's good. It's like, Allahu Akbar, we're here to get you, apostate prophet. Ooh, hey, what's that? Is that a goat? Ooh. Ooh, that goat in a little dress. Ooh, very cute.
That's a funny idea to repurpose these as traps for the jihadists in war.
Yeah, we'll even have when a jihadi's walking around, then he hears and he's like, "Is that a goat?"
You have throwable goats that you throw them and then they start screaming after a while.
That's better. That's better than using us as targets for jihadis. Just toss a goat and you'll see who goes after it. Muslim apologetics is as legit as her white meat. Yep. And it's but notice the connection, right? He's just making stuff up. And what's the white meat? Oh, agree with me. Mr. White meat is the proof. He's like, dude, you're making up everything. No, D-Wood, AP isn't the Pope. He's the Pope. Get it right. That's funny because that was his name when he logged on tonight.
What was it? I forgot.
It was something poop. Oh, acrobatic poop. That's your. He always comes up with a different meaning of AP every time he logs in, but I never put the names on the screen, so just because it's always something insanely stupid. There is evidence Central Dawah is secretly a Jew pretending to be a Muslim. If he doesn't deny it, then it's true. Is this true? Why is no one talking about this?
Why is nobody talking about this? We are literally in danger for bringing this up.
We're just asking questions. I'd like to work with you guys at least once before the end of 2025. It's 3 in South Africa, and I'm catching the beginning of your live for the first time. Everybody wants to work with D. Wood and AP in 2025. The translation of Quran is to read. If the Quran is Allah's speech, why is to read mentioned 70 times? If the Quran was supposed to be memorized, what are 7th century Muslims reading? Contradictions collapse Islam. Not quite, because the word there also means recite. Because back in the day, there wasn't a lot of just reading for yourself, right? There wasn't a lot of just reading for yourself. Matter of fact, I think it was one of the plays of. I think it was. We read it in one of my Greek classes, but we were reading something by Euripides, and my professor mentioned this is the first time on record we have of mentioning anyone just like reading quietly to himself. Reading was something you did out loud. Even if you're just trying to get information out of yourself, you still read out loud. And so it's the same process. The reason it would be can be translated read or recite is because it was basically the same thing back then. You're reading out loud, but that's the same word for reciting. If you've memorized something and you're reciting it, then that's the same as reading. What are you giggling at?
You see, I have been making fun of the whole thing of Candace Owens being a man and all that.
Yeah, very rude.
Because she's Go ahead. Sam.
No, I'm just saying. And then I have to respond to these guys because I'm like, is this true? Or just asking questions and like, David, why are you supporting slander against her? And that's, are you stupid? David, you're spreading a lie. Why would you spread a lie? This is not true. It's like, how do you not get this? We're making fun of her for her doing this. And sometimes the only way you get people to see how stupid something is just do the exact same thing that they're doing to other people and just say, here, let me apply the same thing to you. Hey, you're actually a man. She's about to launch her great series on like the wife of the president of or prime minister or whatever of France, and saying that the guy's wife is actually a guy and she has the proof.
Yeah, the funniest thing about this is also that his wife literally has a daughter that looks identical to her. Yeah, Candace Owens is on a campaign to.
So
to
you're
try
saying
and
her daughter is also a dude?
Yeah, she's starting this campaign of trying to attack Macron and accuse his wife of being a man. And it's just what a weird thing to go for.
And you got to wonder who's paying for that, right?
Weird thing to go. Like, seriously, let's say it was somehow true. Let's say it was actually true, and all this time, this entire time, Macron's wife was actually a guy who was transgender. Okay, what are we supposed to do with this information? This is really what you spend your time on. Mm-hmm. This is really what you want to uncover.
The greatest mystery of 2025. A big scandal. And Candace Owens is the hero who uncovered it.
That's right.
So ridiculously stupid.
Hey, and after that will be, so I've proven that he's a man. But now, even more so, I will prove that he's a Jew. Got that. Knows too much says, in his night journeys, Muhammad rode not al-Barak, but Dihya al-Kalbi. Although I think you've got that reversed. You guys have kept me laughing even when I'm going through really rough times. Thank you so much. P.S. Where are the best books you have read on Islam?
By the way, Candace's name is actually Candace, so it's actually Candace.
Candace. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Candace Owens. And then she changed the C to try and throw people off the off the track. On Islam, there's lots of good ones, and kind of depends on what topic. Like if you're talking about history of jihad, there's Robert Spencer's History of Jihad. Probably best all around. If you want to read books, I would probably start with Nabil's Seeking Allah, Finding Jesus, then go on to Answering Islam by Norm Geisler and Abdul Salib. Then go to Nabil's No God But One, and then History of Jihad. That would be how I would go. I'll be seeing you guys at DebateCon. Maybe AP can ask AI best arguments for Mo in the Bible and debate AI, if that's possible. May have to get creative.
I should actually do that. I never had the idea of asking.
Hey, dude. If no Muslims are willing to debate, James could set it up where you actually respond to their video clips, right? You just pull up videos, play the videos there, and say, hey, since he's not willing to present this on stage, let me go ahead and play what the argument is, and then AP can respond. And so now you'll see why they won't actually debate this on stage. I think that would be very, very based. But yeah, we may need to get creative. Must suck being, you know, James had everything set up, and then Central Dawah has to derail everything. Bedtime, good night, and God bless AP and D Wood Base. Thank you, Phil. Actually, we have a bunch of super chats. Might have to just jump into the video, and I'll go through a couple more. All they can say under the comments on X are insults and post videos sidestepping the claims and beating their chest. They've lost and can't admit it. Yeah, and it's kind of desperate. They're in full desperation mode, but they have nothing else to do, right? There's nothing else they can do. Planning a YouTube channel focused on bringing denominations to communion with each other and ending the infighting and animosity after a reluctant journey to Catholicism. Any thoughts and or advice? Love your work. We are going to have your work cut out for you because you are in division zone. Things are becoming more divided and people are becoming more hostile towards other groups and to have more devout allegiance to their own group and to be more hostile towards other groups. Everyone's being programmed with that right now. So got some work cut out for you. So you have to figure that out. QAQ. Don't know what that means. Israel need to move the so-called Al-Aqsa Mosque next to the tomb of Dihya and put a big sign, the destination of Muhammad's night journeys. Now that would be a good place to move the Dome of the Rock and the Al-Aqsa Mosque. Hey, AP, take the Dome of the Rock and the Al-Aqsa Mosque and put them on each side of Dihya al-Kalbi's tomb. And then you see the destination of Muhammad, the real destination of Muhammad's night journey. Dihya al-Kalbi.
That's powerful.
Very powerful. I think for them, it's enough. You see the proof. That's true. Muslim, do you speak Arabic? Also, God said the N-word. Good point. D-Wood versus 25 Muslims will never happen, of course. Yeah, you couldn't find 25 Muslims nowadays. I'd be impressed if you could find one. You've been publicly called out and humiliated for your failure to post a skit about a lamb with Mr. Vocab Malone. This trajectory must not continue. It'll get posted. Why not have D-Wood or AP arguing Muslim position? Because it's kind of, you can kind of do that if like nothing else works, but it just sucks. And then they'll say, look, they wouldn't even allow a real Muslim on stage. They'll still be saying it, no matter how clear it is. Looks like Giant DOC has been shut down. The Dawah morons trying to shut them down. They won't be able to silence us ex-Muslims. Islam is dying. Really? Giant DOC? What do you mean shut down?
No, I actually.
It is down.
There's apparently a problem with their channel, with somebody trying to deceptively manipulate and take their channel down. So Jai is currently dealing with that.
Yeah, I'm looking, but now they're it says there's no content on their channel.
Yeah, apparently he took things down to prevent.
This is bad. We're just going to because here's the thing: you'll have these guys and they'll file all this false paperwork and stuff because they're trying to get your personal contact info because they want to dox them. And so they say, so they notify YouTube and say, we don't want to respond here because to initiate legal proceedings and so on, we have to give them all our personal identification and so on. And YouTube says, oh, then you can respond, but you have to do it through a lawyer. But a lawyer costs money. So it's basically like Lawfare, where Muslims now are going after them. And this should show you guys, people are worried about what Jai and DOC are doing and exposing these guys. They're trying to get them shut down and so on with false copyright strikes, knowing that the only way to respond to the copyright strikes without giving out personal information is to get a lawyer involved. But that costs money and stuff. We might just have to crowdfund. We might just have to crowdfund a lawyer for them to.
Yeah, there's somebody attacking their channel through different identities and all that. That's what's going on. I'm not sure how much of it I can further say.
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out, and then find out what we can do. But it is cowardly. I mean, think of that. You can't find a single Muslim anymore willing to debate. And then what are they trying to do? They're still trying to silence everyone by any means necessary. IP is reviewing Jubilee tomorrow with Than, who was on the video. The last 10 minutes is an LDS claiming a better case than the other Christians. Interesting. Oh, that's tomorrow? What is that? Tomorrow's Monday. And then we're on with IP on Tuesday, I think.
Yeah.
Wayne says, you can't spell Islam or Muslim without the letter L. It's not true.
It's true.
If that were true, then AP would have an L made out of the Quran. Good day, D. Wood and AP. Good to finally join you. Oh, never mind, it's true. We have the proof. Good day, D. Wood and AP. Good to finally join you. When are you going to get Saint Murad on your show? It's going to be a big KO to the Islamic narrative.
Who?
Why would we want to KO the Islamic narrative? Met a Muslim. He told the Quran had never been altered. I gave him proof, and he just said no. New debate tactic discovered. No, it's common for people's just keep showing him differences between Hafs and Warsh and textual variants and so on. Go over to the channel Variant Quran. Plenty of videos there showing textual variants and so on. Yes, when someone's heard all his life no differences, and you show him differences, he'll actually believe that you made that up and photoshopped things before he'll believe that he's wrong. So you actually have to, you've got some work cut out for you. But that may be a situation where you can actually show someone that he's wrong.
When you just read Meta-Muslim, I thought you said Meta-Muslim. I thought, what? Meta-Muslim?
Wouldn't that be cool? That'd be a cool name, Meta-Muslim.
The meta Muslim.
I am the meta Muslim. Brother is a GM Jew said that a Zionism is most a Jewish. You know what this means?
What?
Said that a Zionism is almost a Jewish.
I don't know. I don't know
What that means.
And you know what's funny? I see modern day debate. James just posted on Twitter. Hi, Mohammed Hijab. After mentioning to Apostate Prophet's sponsor that you said you don't need his money, he said he would donate the 8,000 to Palestine if you would prefer.
Oh, that's brilliant. James is funny, man. James
if you're
is
willing
funny.
to debate AP on whether Muhammad is a true prophet at DebateCon, would this interest you?
That is funny. Let me see. That is funny. Hang on. Let me get that up.
The thing is, I personally would not prefer anyone donating $8,000 to Palestine. So I kind of feel reluctant about this myself. But then again, there's probably an upside to it. I don't know.
Here you have, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, Mohammed Hijab. After mentioning to Apostate Prophet's sponsor that you said you don't need his money, he said he would donate the $8,000 to Palestine if you would prefer. If you are willing to debate AP on whether Muhammad is a true prophet at DebateCon 5, would this interest you? Of course it won't. You could offer $1 million to Palestine. Matter of fact, I'll go and say it here, James. I'll say it here. You could say, Mohammed Hijab, after mentioning to Apostate Prophet's sponsor, the Apostate Prophet's sponsor said that Israel will give Israel back to the Palestinians and that it will be one great big land of Palestine. If you just agree to step on stage and defend your prophet, he would say no. That's how terrified this man is of defending the most obvious false prophet in history. Let's see what the comments are looking like here. He doesn't love the Ummah. He doesn't love the Ummah. It's all about him and his grift. Stop running, smelly beard. He's too afraid his followers and others will find out more embarrassing information about his prophet. Guys, isn't this interesting? It's like, it's just instant now. I mean, he just posted this. He just posted this a little bit ago. But, yeah. So he posted this like 20 minutes ago. It's already, they can't win. People are on to them. They're on to them being total cowards. This is funny. This is funny stuff, man.
I hope Mohammed doesn't accept this. I don't want the money donated to Palestine.
You heard it here, folks. AP would be extremely upset if Mohammed Hijab. So Mohammed Hijab not only would piles of money go to Palestine, it would also seriously upset AP. So you have the opportunity to upset AP and save some Palestinians. Will you do it? Will you do it? Will you stand up? Do you care? Do you really care about Gaza, Mohammed Hijab? We all know the answer. Hey, AP, have y'all ever heard of Syrian Girl?
Oh yeah, she's a wonderful person. She's very knowledgeable. Yeah,
she's a brilliant activist. Did Israel nuke Ukraine, making Putin an innocent hostage of Zionist demons? Yeah. It is funny. She always, anytime there's a big explosion, she goes, did Israel just nuke them? She don't realize what nukes actually are and that they leave radiation. So
I don't know if you saw that, but when we were having a back and forth on Twitter, Mohammed Hijab and me, I pointed out that he won't accept the debate with me even for $80,000. and she then came into the comment section and was like, "You're both scum. I would pay to not make this happen," and all that. Like, who asked you?
Yeah. Yeah, you should be like, how much you willing to pay? For those of you who don't know why Syrian Girl now calls hijab scum, so you had, for a time, when everyone was united against Israel, they were all on the same side. Then, once Syria happened, then the division came. You had all the Sunnis cheering for the fall of Assad, and she's on the other side. And so, basically, people on the side with Assad, Russia, and Iran, they were very mad that the Sunnis were coming, and all the Sunnis were very happy. And then so that split the critics all right down the middle, like a butt crack. What is this? Buff AP is on a crusade to defend the Crusades. It's totally based. Well done, Buff
That's
AP.
true. That's not me, that's Buff AP.
That's Buff AP. That's a different guy. Please invite Jay Smith. He's the guy to remind Muslims that Mecca didn't exist and Quran was compiled from Aramaic Christian sermons and fables. Not true. The Quran is the speech of Allah. Israel received a list of the alive hostages. Will be released in phase 1. Rumor from Israel is that the Bibas family is not on the list. Uh-oh. Yeah, Israel's been having problems because it was on the... It was part of the agreement that they were going to release civilians first, and they haven't. They've been releasing captured IDF people, and so people are wondering, why aren't you releasing the civilians, and is something going on there?
Israel is being very tough about this right now. On the other day, during the second time that they had to release hostages, they actually released a number of hostages and had a delay, and gave no further information on civilian hostages to be released, because Israel wants civilians released first and then soldiers released. And Hamas initially didn't comply, so Israel immediately said, okay, then we are not letting anyone go to northern Gaza, and started firing warning shots at everyone who approaches until Hamas hands over a proper list and justification. So eventually they did. It's... They're being very, very rough about it right now. But yeah, I haven't seen the updates about the Bibas family. There was supposed to be some updates today. I'll check that.
Yep. What if Jesus, Muhammad, and Buddha were judged by AI? Check out John Oleksiuk video. What if Jesus, Muhammad, and Buddha were judged by AI? AI sides with Jesus. Lily J got refuted before she became relevant. Speaking of Lily J, this is actually good. We got more super chats, but speaking of Lily J, this is a good time to check out the challenges that James sent out. The various challenges that James sent out looking for someone to replace Central Dawah because he threatened AP. Let's check this out. So this is the one we just heard of. Hi, Muhammad Hijab. After mentioning to Apostate Prophet sponsor that you said you don't need his money, he said he would donate $8,000 to Palestine. What's Hijab going to say? He's going to decline. No, why would I need to do that? So here's the challenge to Sneeko. Hi, Sneeko. Given the stakes are high, with 3 weeks to find Apostate Prophet a partner to debate, is Muhammad a prophet? At DebateCon 5, AP supporter said he would be willing to increase the offer to $7,000. Would this interest you? And then, hi, Sneeko. After Mr. Muhammad Hijab declined, AP's donor said he would be willing to offer you $10,000 to make the case Muhammad is a prophet against Apostate Prophet at DebateCon 5 on February 15th. Would this interest you? It would be second debate of the day. And this is relevant because guess what? I think Sneeko moved back to New York. I think I saw that somewhere. I'm not completely... I think he said something about moving back to New York. I saw in a tweet or something. So he's right there. The debates are in Newark. That's a quick ride away from New York. So why not, Sneeko? Why not? You've been a Muslim now for a couple of years. You've been hanging out with Dawah guys the entire time. Why not? And the reason, of course, is no. That no one wants to defend Muhammad because it can't be done. And here we have the challenge to Lily J. We were joking when we were talking about Lily J, but James said, okay, you guys are talking about Lily J. I'll go invite her. He says, hi, Lily J. Official. I'm not sure if you got my email invite to debate Apostate Prophet AP on whether Muhammad is a true prophet at DebateCon 5 in Newark on February 15th. A fan of AP said they would be willing to send you $10,000 to debate AP. Hey, for a grifter, that is a lot of money. Would this interest you? The money is real. They'll cover your travel as well. E.g., they'd be willing to book the flights today to show they're serious. Isn't that awesome?
I want to say one thing, which is that some people say, "Oh, look, he's trying to bait people into debate." It's not really me who is insisting on having these debates. I don't really care, to be very honest. It's just that that we set up a debate. So one of the debates set up this event and announced it way ahead. And now you have lots of people who have already bought tickets, who already made reservations, and so on. So to suddenly cancel this debate, I don't feel very comfortable with it. James doesn't feel very comfortable with it. So, and we can't have Central Dawah on anymore. He's already being investigated by the FBI, by the way. Just an update. I'll probably give more updates on that tomorrow. So we have to have somebody in to take his place.
Actually, I'm one of the few people who are willing to give Central Dawah a second chance. But since he did threaten AP and specifically threatened to do something at DebateCon, Central Dawah has to agree to be in handcuffs the entire time and on a leash, a dog leash held by me. And then Central Dawah, if you're willing to do that, be in handcuffs and be on a dog leash the entire time held by me, because I'll be AP's bodyguard in case you try something. I will just stand there, have you on a leash, and you can bark at AP all you want. If you're willing to if you're willing to agree to those terms, keep in mind that's just me saying this. Everyone else would have to agree. But if you're willing to do that, I will personally talk to James and say yes. If Central Dawah is willing to be on a dog leash the entire time as he barks about his fake profit, I'll put in a good word for you.
And with his legs chained.
Yeah.
And carrying one of those chain balls.
And keep in mind, Central Dawah, this is for your own good. We want you to get used to prison beforehand. where you're going to be shackled and be on someone's leash. Sorry, Budrow, but you're kind of a skinny little weakling. And this ain't like the UK where you have a huge gang to protect you. You might have a couple of buddies, but they're not gonna do much. Wasn't the accusation? Oh, so this is James responding to people. So he says, wasn't the accusation earlier today that AP or AP's funder was trying to handpick weak debaters like Sneeko for AP? Now they say AP's fan is willing to pay Mohammed Hijab $8,000 to debate apostate prophet. Is this handpicking a weak opponent too? They're not trying to pick weak opponents. They're trying to find anyone with any sort of following who's willing to debate. So Sneeko, big following. Mohammed Hijab, big following. So he's not looking for a weak opponent. He's looking for any opponent, anyone. What do we have here? Oh, look, this is from a Muslim. Look, one debate with Sheikh Uthman wouldn't hurt. Put Sheikh Uthman on. Put him on, Sheikh Uthman. Sheikh Uthman. Look, there's a picture of him. Why aren't you getting him? Are you running from Sheikh Uthman? Are you hiding from Sheikh Uthman? Modern day debate response. So James responds, hey, I already invited Uthman to DebateCon 5 next month to debate, and he declined. Might want to get your facts straight before tweeting and embarrassing yourself, homie. Sad. James is getting funny, man. James is getting a little saucy in these responses, isn't he? But think about this. This is what I was just talking about. These guys think that everyone's running from their guys. Sheikh Uthman would never do a formal debate. He likes being in the middle of like 8 of his buddies who cheer for everything he say and are nod vigorously in agreement with everything he says and then laugh at everything the opponent says. He would never stand on stage for a formal debate, right? He has his way of doing things. And so, he was invited before Alex O'Connor. James messaged me and he said, hey, I'd like to get you set up with a debate. And I said, sure, I agree to debate. Find someone. He said, what about Sheikh Uthman? I said, yeah, you can ask him. I said, he'll never in a million years agree to a formal debate. It's not going to happen. And James said, well, I'll try anyway. So he tried, and then nothing from Sheikh Uthman. And then so Alex O'Connor, who is more courageous than Sheikh Uthman, agreed to debate. But here's what's amazing. You can challenge these guys to debate. They can refuse, but their fans still think you're running from them. It's insane. How does Dawah do this? How do they end up with the biggest bunch of lying cowards on the planet, and somehow all their fans think the entire world is running from them? And now they're being called out. The entire Ummah, the entire Dawah-Gandhist community is being called out. Can you guys produce one single debater on the planet from anywhere? Beginner level, intermediate level, expert level, anyone, any sheikh, any expert. Yes, to bring forth your proof. Can you do it? No. Okay, then stop pretending like other people are running from your guys. Stop pretending. You're fake and you've been exposed. It's ridiculous. Give it up. Give it up. Give it up. That's where we're at right now.
But they won't.
But they won't. And we say they must produce their proof. But nay, Allah will not produce his proof. For Allah needs no proof.
Powerful, powerful.
Let's go ahead and watch this Central Dawah clip to see what derailed everything.
Your religion also commands that apostates like myself should be executed. So 100.
Hey, wait, where's the L?
It comes later.
So first he says you have to be killed.
Yeah.
Before the L.
Yeah. I never bring up the L until he
You don't
says
start with the L.
Then I put it on here.
So in other words, he brought the L on himself.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. He decided. Wait, AP.
What?
Does Central Dawah, does he know enough? Does he know enough? Does he know enough
He does.
to realize that if he threatens you, you are probably the sort of person who's going to insult his prophet or mess with his book? You think he has that level of knowledge? Okay, so he has that level of knowledge and he does it anyway. So who decided for you to do that? Really?
He did.
Him. That
It
was
was his
his
decision.
choice. That's his decision.
It's not like he's somebody who knows nothing about me. He came into this debate, although he doesn't know much about his own religion, and he just reads from a script that somebody else wrote for him. He did at least know a few things about me beforehand, so he knows who I am. He knows what we do. He knows what we did to the Quran in the past. He knows why we did it. Nevertheless, he came on there and started passionately arguing, yeah, 100%, you should be killed.
Smokey Mo says, I doubt he knew that. No, he knows. And I know he knows because he's used a video clip of us eating the Quran before. So, Yep, better luck next time. He knew it. He knew it. We know he knew it, and we know that he knew it. And so, if you know you're dealing with people who, hey, if I toss some sort of death threat or say this guy should be killed, here's what he's going to do in response, and then you do exactly what you know is going to lead to that response, that's on you. That's on you. And now, don't drop the soap. Don't drop the soap.
Your religion also commands that apostates like myself should be executed. So
100%, yes.
Your religion also commands that apostates like myself should be executed. So
100%, yes. Are we allowing for this guy to?
Hey, look, the L miraculously appeared.
You see?
after he said AP 100% should be killed, the L appeared.
This is the miraculous L of Allah.
The miraculous L of Allah appears whenever someone threatens to kill for Allah.
The Quran as an L? Are we allowing him to make fun of my holy text?
what's the problem?
I was really trying not to laugh there when he said that, but it just sounds so funny to me that he describes it like that, using the Quran as an L.
You should have said the Quran is an L. It is an L.
a intellectual debate.
You literally just said I deserve to be executed. Your religion also commands that apostates like myself should be executed. So
100%, yes. 100%, yes. How many people are watching this live? 1.4K people.
You literally just said that I, as an apostate, deserve to be executed.
Allah, I swear by Allah. When I see you in February.
Sure.
Hey, look at that. He said he swears by Allah.
Yeah.
Can he go back on that? It's kind of a big deal, isn't it? Oh yeah, Allah doesn't really care if you keep your vows and promises. Guys, remember, Muhammad actually swore by Allah that he would stop having sex with his slave girl Mary the Copt when he got caught with her in his wife Hafsa's bed when she was out running errands. And so he swore that oath, and then Allah. You can look this up. You can read this. The opening verses of Surah 66 of the Quran. Allah tells him he can break his oath. He tells him to break his oath to his wives, that he swore by Allah, and says, I didn't order you to make that oath. So following that exact same reasoning, did Allah order Central Dawah to swear by Allah? No. So Central Dawah can break this oath all he wants. Isn't that amazing? What a religion. What a religion. Yeah. You break your oath all the time. Because leading up to his debate with me, he swore to the Ummah, he promised the Ummah that he would end my career. Meanwhile, I'm debating at DebateCon and he's going to prison. And then here he's swearing by Allah that he's going to do something to AP. You'd think they'd want to. Their oaths are meaningless. Their oaths are meaningless, and that's just what happens when you.
Allah don't care.
Yeah, when you worship a God who brags about being the best of deceivers, and your prophet's a liar, and you end up with the biggest community of liars ever. You can say whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. You can say, I swear to be the first man on Mars, and it's going to be next month. No one's going to care when you don't meet that because it's Islam and you're a Dawah guy.
I swear by Ummah Thurman.
I swear by Ummah Thurman.
Coming debate conference, both AP and Central Dawah will be there in Newark.
He's still
Newark,
pitching it.
New Jersey. Say it with me. Newark, New Jersey. Say it with me.
When I see you in February, I swear by Allah. AP, when I see you in February, you're going to be plastered everywhere on social media. That's my word in front of 1.4 thousand people.
Whoa, what does that mean?
When I see you in February, you'll see.
What does that mean?
You'll see.
You get the sort of same expression. That's the same expression when you were talking to that one guy and he was going, "Why can't you be more like David Wood, who's nice?" We were like ready to fall over, laughing out of our chairs that he thought I was nice. But then he's like, "You were talking," and then he goes, "Are you finished? Are you finished? Are you finished? Can I talk?" Okay, fine. Now we'll go. And you go, wait. I didn't say I was done. I didn't say what I was done. You had that same look on your face. I didn't say I was done. I didn't say I was done. You get really interested and you lean in for stuff.
What does that mean? Explain to us.
You'll see.
It sounds a little bit weird.
No. I'm going to take AP out for coffee.
This
take him
one
out.
from Maine.
No one wants to date you. Not even the people. I can't even talk about this stuff on YouTube, man. You seen the clip of him and all the other TikTok Dawah guys, and they're blasting each other, and they're all like, "Well, you send all these penis pics to Muslim girls on TikTok, and well, you do it too. Yeah, so what if I do it? You do it." And they're all like blasting. It's like this is the Dawah community. This is the TikTok Dawah community. You haven't seen that?
I saw a preview of a clip where they were saying that he's sending his pics of his thing to women, but I didn't even listen to it.
It's a long clip of them just blasting each other, and you look at and they think all of this is like, they act like it's totally normal, like it's understood that this is how they all are, but they're like, "Well, you do it too. Well, I do. Of course I do it. But blah blah blah. And here's what I do. I'm a young man. What do you want me to do? I'm a young man." And it's like the entire TikTok Dawah community. But yeah, I posted that a couple days ago on Twitter, ladies and gentlemen. So you can actually scroll back. I cannot post it. I could not. If I had to bleep out curse words and so on, I would have to bleep out basically the entire video of their discussion. That's how these guys talk. These are the guys who are here to educate and civilize us, according to them. This is Dawah. This is what Dawah is now. Because keep in mind, Dawah's pretty dead.
I don't even know what to say anymore, man. I don't even know what to say.
As far as debates are concerned, Dawah is completely dead. It's dying rapidly on YouTube. And so they're resorting to TikTok, where, what are they looking for? It's a younger generation who's not familiar with the arguments of Muslims, and therefore they don't know the Dawah script. That's where they target. They're there to find an atmosphere of ignorance. But what kind of guys are giving the Dawah there? "Hey, yes, young lady, you should convert to Islam." "Oh, great. Well, why?" "Because of the perfect preservation and because of the miracles and blah, blah, blah." "Oh, great. Now I converted." "Look, check out my pictures. Check out these pictures of my balls.
Check out my penis."
What? Is there a more dysfunctional community anywhere in the world than the Dawah community and their followers? It's like, I can't think of one. Oh, boy. Let's see what we got.
A nice little coffee date.
That doesn't really make it much better. So,
and then he's going to have a sword in his side, just like Paul did in the New Testament.
It's kind of funny because you literally just said that I deserve to be executed because I'm an apostate, and then you have an issue with the L-shaped Quran.
You're 100% halal. You're 100% halal.
You got a lot of questions.
Wait, James, wait. Can you say that again? Central Dawah?
Your blood is halal.
100% halal certified.
Is halal. Tell him to pull this down from the screen.
Hey, CD, did you just say your blood is halal?
Your blood is halal.
He's got this problem.
100% halal.
Problem whenever he raises
I will not continue unless he pulls this Quran
you too. Hold on. Okay.
Page down.
You guys.
You know the funny thing is,
take this down, or I will see myself out.
I just don't take very.
So there are two things here. One of those is just want to explain very very briefly here the context, which is when a Muslim says your blood is halal, that is
green light to kill this guy. Anyone.
There is no other explanation to this. It is commonly known to mean you may be killed. You may be freely killed. Your blood, you are fair game. Muslims can kill you. Killing you is allowed. It's basically like a fatwa on a more colloquial level. It's like people are encouraged and enticed, incited to kill you. So that's what it is. But it's just so funny that he's doing this after even acknowledging that 1,400 people are watching. He makes a gesture of slitting throat, and then he openly and explicitly says your blood is halal. And the funny thing is, up until this point, like when he starts reacting to the L-shaped Quran, you can see him leading up to this constantly chatting or typing on his phone or something, communicating with somebody. I don't know if it's somebody else telling him that he should be saying something about this, that he shouldn't be tolerating this. I don't know what it is, but it's like somebody else actually coordinating this stuff with him, it looks like. And I don't know if people are setting him up to this kind of stuff because he's dumb as heck, but these people are just so disturbed.
It is pretty wild stuff. And really, the issue always for me is the hypocrisy. It's somehow you convert, somehow it becomes ingrained in your mind that I'm superior to everyone else and they're all completely inferior. They're on the level of insects, and therefore I can do whatever I want and their job is to shut up and take it. And if they don't, just shut up and take it. Shame on them. Don't they know their place? And then they all get this mentality. I could sit here threatening you with death. I could say that your blood, I could say all this stuff about you, but you must respect me and my prophet and my book in return. And like, what? No. How much clearer can we make it that no. It's the word that the Dawah guys need to learn most in 2025. They still need to learn it. No. But we want Sharia here. No. But we want to do it. No. But we want you to change it. No. Ever. Period. Give it up. But we're going to take Israel. No.
This is why they go for the goats, because the goats can't say no.
Yeah. Instead, they just say, but the Dawah guys like that. Oh boy.
For those saying I should sue him or I should report this or call the FBI and so on, I briefly mentioned it earlier, but I already got in touch with the FBI over this.
Too late. Been there. He's done that.
Already reported everything. Already sent a full report of this video, which I also downloaded and copied with timestamps and everything, and transcripts, everything over to the FBI. Already working together with somebody, so they're going to handle this, and the FBI is actually starting an investigation into this guy because there are multiple criminal offenses right here on camera, including direct personal threats, incitement to violence, incitement to killing, and so on. So the FBI is already onto it and is already looking into it. So this is how serious it has gotten, and this is why James is not taking this lightly either at this point. So,
and seriously, I mean, if he's able to ease out of this without getting in trouble or getting charged with anything, he's still going to be on some watch lists and so on as far as moving forward. So, yep, pretty dumb mistake, I have to say. This guy has a completely wrong personality for prison. I'm telling you guys, the guys who go in with this kind of run in your mouth attitude, thump in your chest, that does not go over well at all. I'm completely serious. I'm as serious as I've been in this entire live stream. He would go in there running his mouth, and someone is either going to just clock him instantly, and he's going to learn real quick, or like treat him like a little B word, and just like slap the freaking crap out of him. I guarantee it. I guarantee if you hear from this guy 2 days after he gets to prison, he's going to be a completely different person. He will have learned very quickly. I'm not talking about the don't drop the soap and stuff. That's kind of a. There are places where it's it's like that, but everywhere, guys are not going to put up with a young little skinny punk going in there running his mouth, acting like he's tough when anyone could just slap the crap out of him. They will try him very quickly. That will happen. So
slap the crap.
So the point there, Central Dawah, we know you're watching this. If you end up getting locked up, you seriously need to change your attitude because it's going to get checked real quick. Like, all right, watch the end of this here.
Kindly to people saying that that I deserve to be executed. So I think I'll just keep it here for now.
Okay, so he's not going to take it down. I'll see myself out. Modern day debates.
You're supposed to say
Thank
bye,
you.
Felicia.
AP,
That's what you're
you
supposed to
lost.
say.
You got obliterated. You had to
AP, remember that for the future. Just go, bye, Felicia.
result to insulting. You got cooked.
So,
I'll see you in
okay,
February.
sounds like you don't even want to listen to me, Central.
And he's
Dawah.
still, I'll see you in February. Yeah, we're gonna have you on. You just say you're gonna, you just promised to kill him, and you did this and stuff, and yeah, you're gonna be there. You're gonna be there to keep your promise to Allah that you don't care about because you're.
Well, we're not going to chase anybody. So Central Dawah left, took his ball and went home, and I'm not going to go chasing after him. It's like, all right, so long.
I personally find it pathetic, and it's a very, very good display to everyone that the very same guy who says that I should be executed and that I deserve to be executed, that my blood is halal, and so on, then starts playing the victim and wants to leave because he's offended by me disrespecting his ridiculously disgusting scripture.
I'm just threatening to brutally murder you, but you made an L out of the dumbest book ever. Oh my goodness, it's the end of the world. Guys, if you can't... You, the Dawah community, you are the worst on the planet at dealing with any sort of criticism. Good. Guess what? It's okay if you're not good at dealing with criticism. If you can't stand criticism, your goal should be to be the nicest people in the world so that people would feel bad about criticizing you because you're so nice. Instead, you guys are the worst people in the world to handle criticism. You can't take it, and you go around insulting everyone and threatening to brutally murder them in the name of Allah, knowing what's going to happen in response. Why are you this stupid and hypocritical? It's insane, man. Muhammad did this to you.
So take that as an example of how Muslims in general are.
I swear.
Oh,
by
very rude.
Allah.
Not a good generalization.
AP, when I see you in February, you're going to be plastered everywhere on social media.
You know, well, if Giant Doc even try.
Giant Doc. So this is him threatening to dox Giant DOC because they don't show their faces because DOC is an ex-Muslim and so on. And so here's him threatening to dox them too.
You know, well, if Giant Doc even try anything, you know what's going to be clipped and shipped? Is going to be their faces plastered everywhere on Muslim TikToks. Try me.
Mm-hmm. Try me. I'm very strong. What a dork, man. Central Dawah, you're a pathetic little weakling dork who signed on to a religion because it tells you you're the best of people, and now you think you can tell everyone what to do. You're a pathetic little pipsqueak who thinks your religion now makes him strong, and all it does is make you look like a complete idiot.
So there are four, at least three, and possibly four acts of criminal activity in this in the clip that we watched, and in total in the video in his interactions with me.
What about this?
Yeah, that definitely.
Well, how? Because in WWE, I saw the Undertaker many times go to his opponents. So what? Is he going to be in prison now with Central Dawah? Come on, be realistic.
Yes. Especially, which is very, very funny, especially considering that while James is, or especially exactly when James is announcing that next month in February we're going to get together to have another debate there, then Central Dawah goes like this. Mm-hmm. And that's really, really strange. Mm-hmm. Really, really strange. So and the thing is, this also concerns so terrorism and apparently a human rights issue as well, because it goes into denying other people and somebody else the right to live and to express their religious or non-religious beliefs freely. So him saying that because I left Islam and because I speak about it, I deserve to be executed and my blood is halal, and he personally will take care of me, and so on. This goes into a whole other direction. This guy's in serious trouble.
Yeah, and so Central Dawah, you better be getting your explanations together, buddy, and hopefully you're better at explaining what you said than you are in debates where you suck and can't put together a coherent thought. So Central Dawah, whoever writes your Dawah scripts, you need to have him write you some scripts of the questions they're going to ask. So what did you mean when you said, hey, when you see, and then you go like this? What did you mean there? What do you mean? Oh, well, you know, this is a common thing in Arabic. You may not be familiar with Arabic culture, and of course I'm not Arabic, but I am Muslim, so I absorbed it. But yes, this just means we'll have coffee. See, it's a big C. C-O-F-F-E. Boom. Try something like that. C-O-F-E. Coffee. I spell like my coffee.
If this guy was in England, though, the English police would have probably said, oh, he's just expressing his religious beliefs. So I'm glad I'm in America.
That's the thing. Even if you went back to last year, things that have been better off for him. It's a different vibe now. It's just a whole different vibe coming from the government. They're going to be less inclined to let you slide on something like that, sport. Yeah. They're going to be less inclined to say, oh, but it's just his culture. He doesn't know he can't threaten people with that. He's a convert. Oh, man. All right, let's go ahead and just check out a little bit from Momo here. So modern day debate. This is Muhammad Hijab's reactions here. So modern day debate said, hi, Muhammad Hijab. I'm not sure if you got my email invite to debate apostate prophet on whether Muhammad is a true prophet at DebateCon 5 in Newark on February 15th. AP, a fan of AP, said they would up the offer for you to debate AP for $8,000 US. Would this interest you? Desperate to save face after their humiliation. What humiliation? Is Central Dawah? Central Dawah? Yes, you were humiliated and you were shown. Desperate to save face after the humiliation, they offer $8,000, a likely hefty slice of their net worth. But $8,000 won't move me, nor would $80,000. I don't need their money because I have an entire community that showers me with money. Golden showers are what I really care about, but they shower me with money because I pretend to be strong. And that's the truth, by the way. If you are a Dawah grifter, the Ummah will shower you with money. $8,000 is not a lot. So, but guys, think about this. He has steady income from the Dawah community for being impressive to his fans. Is he going to step on stage and defend Muhammad? No. Even if you gave him $80,000, he would still lose because he would be less popular with the Ummah all of a sudden. So it's not a good investment for him. And then so James said, thanks for your reply, Mr. Hijab. They said they don't think you need money, but want to recognize your time is worth a lot as you try to finish your PhD still. He said still. I don't know if that was a little jab. But Hijab said, thank you for your kind tone. In nearly a decade of public work, I've never charged for debates, lectures, sermons, or any public engagements. This is the policy of Sapiens. We serve the public interest and the Muslim community. Well, I appreciate your generous offer. I've already engaged with Mr. A. Puss in a discussion that garnered millions of views. There's no interest within my community for a rematch, nor am I personally inclined. Wait a minute. No interest within his community? Whose fans were saying, why don't you get Muhammad Hijab? He will humiliate the apostate prophet. That was your fans, Hijab.
It's the funniest thing to me, which is that his fans will constantly go around and say, oh, you're scared of Muhammad Hijab. Why do you not debate Muhammad Hijab? Why will you not do it? And then the very same people, as soon as Muhammad Hijab responds and says, no, I don't want to, like, yes, why would he debate?
Yes, you're inferior. He's beyond you.
These people are such clowns, man.
And then here, even this there's no interest within my community for a rematch. Watch how long it takes for people to point out the problem. What do you mean for a rematch? What did he do? Go ahead and recap it, because I remember AP. He agreed to debate you. Then take us through things. He agreed to debate. And then how'd that go about?
Yeah, I have a very nice video in which I explained this as well, which when Mohammed Hijab backed out of debating me. It has like 500,000 views right now, so it's pretty nicely being exposed to people. But so what actually happened is that he challenged me to a debate. I then said, yeah, fine, okay, here, I challenge you to accept to go on with this debate. Then he said, no, I don't need to debate you. And I was like, are you kidding me? You initiated the whole debate thing, so why are we not doing this? Anyway, eventually, after lots of public pressure back and forth, he eventually agreed to debate me. We then made some conditions. It was meant to be an online remote debate, which was agreed upon. And we had 4 rules actually. He wanted to add a 5th one. The one that he definitely wanted to add was that he is free to insult me, so that he is allowed to insult me as he wishes. And I said, yeah, okay, fine. As long as you debate me, I'm fine with that. Whatever, let's just do it. So
yeah, that's by the way, that's just weird, because I mean, I'd be totally fine with that. What I don't like, what ticks me off is we're requiring you to agree that there will be no insults, and we will all agree no insults. Okay, I agree if that's what's required. And then he insults because he doesn't believe he has to keep the deal. And I do, and I will keep a deal. Even if you saw my head off, I'll keep a deal.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's
so we agreed to this online debate, as we called it. And he even made a poll asking his community if he should have this online debate with me. His community said mostly yes. Then as soon as we agreed to all the conditions, he then suddenly said, all right, now give me location. Where do you want me to come to debate you face to face? And I was like, we just agreed to have an online debate. Why are you asking me about location? And then he was like, you see, now he's making up excuses to back out of our debate. And I said, we had agreed right here. So we had this whole discussion after I pointed out that he suddenly changed the conditions and then accused me of changing the conditions. He immediately started attacking me and my family and my wife, and then other ex-Muslims and their families in very, very messed up ways, including inciting threats and harassment and things like that. I then had a further conversation with him and said, it seems to me that you never actually planned on debating me. And he then admitted to me that he actually never really that he was never going to debate me, and that he that he willingly agreed to have an online debate with me, knowing that he will break it because we did not technically sign anything, so he can just go back on his word. And then after doing that, he set up Adam Saleh and this other guy, his friend, to invite me on their podcast to have a conversation with me, where he would then come in and ambush me and
you guys
speak
catching
over
this?
me and control the whole conversation, and then kick me out as soon as he's done with me. And then he sold that as the debate that already happened between us. Now he goes around and says we already debated and I humiliated him. This is what we're dealing with.
Everyone catch that? So this is what Hijab means when he says that he's already had a debate with AP and we don't need a round 2 and so on. He agrees to debate AP, then backs out of the debate, then attacks AP. Then instead of having the debate, he has Adam Saleh and that guy Slim, Muslims, invite AP on for a discussion with them. Hey, come on and have a discussion about this stuff. AP comes on there, and then all of a sudden, ha ha, it's me, Mohammed Hijab. Okay, get him out of here. And that's what he's pointing to as, you see, we already had a debate. Why do we need a part 2? This is not, I've said it, this is not a guy who's like confident. This is a guy who has to come up with some advantage. He has to come up with some rules or some way to ambush somebody or something like. There's no scenario where he's going to defend Muhammad or defend Islam on stage against someone like it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. There's got to be deception involved. And so it's in his mind, hey, I cannot function without deception. What's that mean? It means you don't think your arguments or your case is actually good enough to stand up to scrutiny. So you have to look for something else. In other words, if it was a race or something like this and you had to cheat somehow, what's that mean? It means you don't think you can actually win. What a clown emoji we are dealing with. But check this out.
And I also don't know why he's acting like, he's beneath me. I would never have a debate with him and so on. Mohammed Hijab also told me that I would be one day a great leader of the Muslims if I reverted back to Islam. So, same person.
Yeah, it's when he was trying to bribe AP to convert. But he says, thank you for your kind tone. Nearly a decade of public work, never charged, blah, blah, blah. And he says down here, while I appreciate your generous offer, I've already engaged with Mr. A Puss in a discussion that garnered millions of views. There's no interest within my community for a rematch, nor am I personally inclined. Translation. Wait, fair debate, equal time on stage, no tricks, no Muslim moderators who are going to pull strings for me. Nope, can't have it, not interested. Not interested one bit. And the response is, AP. As a great scholar who was trained at the Cambridge Training College, Britain, I am an authority on Islam and academia. It's a shame that you won't have a formal debate with me. I understand that it must be scary for you. You want to explain this, AP?
Somebody else will probably be able to explain this better. But the whole Cambridge Training College Britain is a fake certificate training college
from
online.
Mohammed Hijab's dad runs this scam
that Mohammed Hijab's dad apparently set up, where he sells fake certificates to.
Yeah, you buy these degrees. You just say, "Hey, I want a degree in petroleum." It's just like you can have a degree. This certifies that you are an expert in petroleum. And
they sell this to Arabs who are ignorant and who want to say, "Oh, I have a certificate from England, from Cambridge." Wow!
And everyone goes, "Wow, Cambridge!" And they even imitated the logo, but it's off, and you can even see like the blank spots which give you the checker. It's like horrible. But guys, keep in mind, this is how Hijab is raised. He's raised by a scam artist. Hijab is raised as a scam artist to be a scam artist. Hijab just realizes, hey, instead of just going with fake degrees, there's a much bigger crowd out there that I can milk. And so AP pointed this out. How are things doing? Jetta MD.
Scroll up again. Look what it says there. Director of Training, Professor Hijab.
Yeah.
That is the normal Egyptian way of Latinizing and spelling the hijab name, or they say hijab. That would be his daddy in this case.
Oh boy. Jata MD says, how noble, a decade of selfless public service without charging a single penny, yet somehow his YouTube channel is literally filled with requests for donations to continue this unpaid mission. Such a dedicated man. By the way, you are not charging. It's money being offered to you. Yeah, no one's saying you're charging. They're offering you money. Mojab, that wasn't a debate. You ambushed him when he was invited to speak with two Muslims and 3v1'd him and never let him speak. Organize a debate with a moderator and time limit. Don't interrupt him. Don't insult and don't act like a Neanderthal like you always do. Guys, these are comments on Mohammed Hijab's post, right? People aren't falling for this stuff anymore. I mean, he's still got enough dumb fans to like this and so on. But look, I mean, most people aren't falling for this anymore. Muslims got all this mouth and scared to debate if Muhammad is a true prophet. It should be easy for Muslims to find him in the Gospels. I mean, don't your Quran say he's written in the Gospels? But if he's not, then the Quran is false and lies. That's the sort of thing. And then, of course, you got the hijab fan. Hey, pusillanimous. I said pusillanimous. This means I win. This means I win. This means I win. Waterworker here says, the only thing Muslims will readily debate is a Trinity law, or maybe, if we're lucky, the mere existence of a theistic God. Yeah. Not Muhammad. Not Muhammad.
They don't want to defend their own beliefs, their own positions. They always want to just attack other people's beliefs and positions.
Then claim that they win by default. They're right by default. Yeah. And then Sarah H., apostate of Allah, says, so you're not going to henceforth hitherto debate apostate prophet? How very pusillanimous of you.
Nice one, Sarah.
These are fun times. Here you have Jai. I understand Apostate Prophet is an aspiring academic of the prestigious Cambridge Training College. Perhaps its founder can debate? Please let us know if your daddy is up for the challenge ASAP. Yeah, what about your daddy, Hijab? What's your daddy done? What has your daddy done? If you guys don't know what we're talking about, there's that clip of him saying that to Alex Jones. What about your dad? Huh? Your dad, what about him? Huh? Oh, this is Dawah, guys. This is Dawah. From the lowest, Central Dawah, up to the greatest among them, Muhammad Hijab. All of them, 100%, absolutely terrified of stepping on stage to defend Muhammad. Why? Because deep down they know he's indefensible. If you thought you could defend him, why wouldn't you defend him? They can't. Once again, inspiring philosophy, going up against Lawrence Krauss, physicist, who's been blasting away at Christianity for years, saying how horrible and evil Christianity is. IP is going in there to defend Christian ethics against secular ethics. Me versus Alex O'Connor on whether Jesus claimed to be God. Muslims on whether Muhammad's a true prophet. No one will. 2 billion almost Muslims in the world, not one willing to stand up and defend Muhammad in a debate. What does that tell you? Tells me something. All right, guys. So the topic was why Dawah is collapsing in 2025. People have caught on. Once again, Ahmed Deedat goes to the West. No one in the West knows anything about Islam. He's able to just steamroll people and make up things. No one has any idea. And so he could say whatever he wants. And this allowed him to spread a ton of lies. But then you have the entire ummah absorbing these lies, thinking this is how you really show people that Islam is true and that other things and that other religions are false. What happened? He sent out the Dawah fans, and people started looking these things up. Song of Solomon 5:16. Are you drunk? Have you actually read the passage? And once you've actually looked it up, the argument doesn't work anymore. People just make fun of you. So people started making fun of it more and more. Then now we're in a time when Dawah is just chest thumping and pretending that we don't have to engage with him. They're only interested in interacting in an atmosphere of ignorance. And it's just this really is rough because just a couple years ago when he was doing this, he could still get on people's like popular podcasts, like with Jordan Peterson and so on. Now he's so revolting to everyone. He can't even get on it. He can't even get on like Joe Rogan or anything else. It's not going to happen. So it's collapsing, guys. People know the tricks. People have caught on. He can't talk without being exposed. It's absolutely pathetic.
Powerful.
All right, let's go through these super chats.
Powerful.
I hope IP's debate is better than the professor one. Oh, yeah. So it will be. It will be. I guarantee. So IP debated a sociologist professor on a almost, I think, might be the exact same topic. And the guy was a total embarrassment. You could tell IP's face the entire time was like, why did I even prepare for this? This guy is terrible. But Lawrence Krauss will be better. It's absolutely disgusting that you support Israel. Jewish and Israeli NGOs are the reason why we have Muslims in our countries in the first place. Yes, guys, here's the conspiracy that we hear over and over again. Jews are convincing Western governments to take in as many Muslims as possible so that Muslims, the people who want to exterminate Jews, will take over Western countries and all their nuclear weapons. That's the conspiracy. Jews are secretly behind the scenes convincing Western nations to bring in Muslims so that Muslims can take over these countries and then have all these weapons and all this modern militaries to attack Israel. That's the brilliant plan of the Jews. And Jews are these brilliant masterminds, right? Brilliant, Sarah Yoon. Or should we say Nick? We know that's you, Nick. Come on.
So,
or one of your fans.
On the one hand, these idiots want to argue that, of course, this is not a person named Sarayun. This is probably either Abdullah something, or some
or Nick,
or some.
It's a groper or a keyboard
guy. Mm-hmm. On the one hand, they want to argue that Israel is controlling the West. This is why the West is defending them, and so on. On the other hand, they want to tell us that that Israel is responsible, or the Jews are responsible for putting all the Muslims in the West, who will then slowly take over the West. And what will they do? They will stop supporting Israel. So apparently the Jews are at the same time the greatest, most powerful geniuses ever out there, and at the same time also the dumbest people in the world, because they are literally building up to their own suicide. So it's a very, very, very stupid strategy on their behalf. Of course, they're not that stupid. It's just people like this who are that stupid. But hey, if you just want to go for the facts, the primary organizations having the greatest impact, responsible for supporting refugees and immigrants in the West, among the top 10, there is only one group that is Jewish. If you want to discount the George Soros Foundation, which is not at all a pro-Jewish or pro-Israel organization, they're pretty much anti-Israel. But if you just want to look at how how much they impact immigrants and refugees, among the top 10 organizations, only one is Jewish. There are other organizations that are Lutheran and Protestant, Catholic, Jesuit, and so on, that are much more impactful.
The Jews control the Catholics and the Protestants, the Lutherans.
The Jews.
You control them.
So the majority of organizations that actually support refugees and immigrants coming to the West are not at all Jewish. That's the fact.
But they're being controlled by the Jews. And again, AP already touched on it, guys.
The Catholics,
these people will simultaneously be claiming that Jews are the ultimate masterminds who are controlling every government, who are controlling every organization, who are controlling every college, they're controlling every news organization, they're controlling everything. And somehow they're doing everything they can to get Muslims to take over the world so that they can come and destroy all the Jews. That's you're simultaneously saying they're the most brilliant people ever and the dumbest people ever. Make up your mind. Make up your mind, gropers. Stefan says, AP, right. Something discussions are waste because people too dumb.
True.
No. All discussions are great because people are very smart. Surprised you say Dawah's dying because the issue seems new and on the rise. Were Dawah always around but only have media attention recently? Were the right just preoccupied with the woke EG? I don't know where you've been, Cameron. Dawah's been around a long time.
Long time.
Long time. And in the past, it was aggressive and confrontational, trying to, hey, let's get together. Let's debate this stuff. Yeah, we're going to expose you and so on. Now you can offer them piles of money. They will not step on stage. They only want to interact with people who know absolutely nothing about Islam. They look for ignorance. They want to go on podcasts still and so on, but now it's all just chest thumping and posturing, and people have caught on to it, and it's pathetic and desperate. If AP can't find anyone to debate, maybe vocab alone is Muhammad. Oh yeah, I mentioned this earlier. This would show how indefensible Islam is if no one steps up. And yes, AP suspects that James would not be on board with that.
It would be pretty big. Well, the fact is that Muslims are scared to debate me. They're all very, very scared to debate me. As soon as they hear my name and they hear that I'm going to,
they basically wet themselves.
Debate, they start peeing their pants, and it has become a major problem, and it has become a major cause for bedwetting and peeing their pants among the Dawah people. This is known to be a fact. So unfortunately, this is the case. But I still would invite them, and still would think that this would be a fruitful, useful way to destroy Islam. They should consider this.
Yeah, so we know these guys are complete cowards. We already know that. In fact, when I'm posting, hey, who's going to step up for Muhammad? I'm not expecting anyone to. I'm trying to make it clear to their fans, because their fans somehow are still under the delusion that everyone's running from their guys. Why won't you face Zakir Naik? Why won't you face? Hey, we should have James, just for kick. Wouldn't happen in a trillion years, but have James email Zakir Naik and ask Zakir Naik, just so we can point out, look, we have challenged everyone. Every Muslim debater on the planet has been challenged. Sean says, I don't care where they move, the Gazans too, they will still dig tunnels to Israel. Can't wait to see you two in scenic Newark, New Jersey. Best of luck in the debate, AP. Yeah, good luck with your debate. I have to say,
I will still be there, by the way, even if the debate doesn't happen, I will still be there, just so everyone knows.
hey, it's actually pretty funny because imagine you did transport the population to Indonesia. Yeah, they would dig a tunnel to Israel. But then you'd have a tunnel between Indonesia and Israel, like under the ocean. And so given that that's
awesome.
The thing that these guys are really good at, why not use them that way, right? And so transport the population over here and they'll dig a tunnel to Israel. Then they build good tunnels. These are not crap tunnels. These are not crap tunnels and so on. These are good tunnels. These are good solid tunnels. Then move them to a different part and then they'll dig it. Pretty soon it'll be like a bicycle wheel with all these spokes going out to all the world, and then Israel has a route to anywhere in the world. So put their skills to good use. They're good.
You could actually trick them to
tunnels.
become very productive by saying, "Hey, we will take you all to Indonesia. Your job is to dig a tunnel from there to Israel. If you manage it, then Israel will belong to you. All of it will belong to you." So, and then you could put them to work, and this could become their new thing. It could become a whole culture of digging tunnels for the betterment of humanity and the planet. And it could turn into, like, over time, this will probably take too long. So eventually they will be so busy digging the tunnels that they will start giving up on the whole Israel thing, because they will be busy enough digging tunnels. And then this will become their new culture, the tunnel builder culture, that is developing a new way of advancing the world and connecting people. So this could be a whole new strategy to, for all of us. This is actually very good.
Mm-hmm. Very, very good. It will work. Grace here says, Candace Owens, definitely man name. Can't argue with that. Yeah, especially when you realize the real name is Mandace Owen.
Yeah,
The
it's
original
actually
name was
Owen.
Mandace Owen, and then after the transition, so people are saying. We cannot confirm this. We're just wondering. We're getting suspicious why Candace, possibly Mandace Owen, is not responding to these charges. It's almost like she doesn't want to draw any more attention to them, and we have to be suspicious about these kinds of things. But come on, we're just asking questions.
Owen is actually thought to be the middle name of this guy whose name is like Mandace Owen something, but he wants to hide that, of course, which is why he now refers to himself as Candace Owens.
That's what some people are saying. We're just asking questions, though. We don't know. Grumpy Granny says, shared. Thank you. Yep. Thank you. Stefan says, by the way, NPN transistor is bipolar junction transistor. That's very helpful if I'm ever on Jeopardy. Imposter Prophet just said who instead of whomst. This is the proof. Anti-Zionism, mostly anti-Jewish. That's true. Most people are, I'm just anti-Zionist. You start asking them questions, you find out, no, you just kind of want Jews wiped out.
That's the funny thing. I tweeted about this recently, and then people started going mad about, well, I normally support you, but how can you say this? Well, I say it again. Anti-Zionism is mostly just anti-Semitism, and there's a very easy explanation. It might sound very inflammatory for those who are not very familiar with the whole conversation, and we're like, well, it just sounds like you're giving special rights and special status to Israel. No, on the contrary, you are the ones who are giving special status to Israel, because whenever another country has a problem, whenever another country engages in really, really bad things or good things, whatever it is, when you have disagreements with other countries, with the US, with the UK, with Saudi Arabia, with Afghanistan, with Pakistan, with Germany, with France, and so on, what people ask for is always, they need to change. They need to do things differently, and so on. Whenever there is a problem with Israel, it's not that they need to change. It's Israel needs to be destroyed. Israel cannot exist. Mm-hmm. It should be destroyed. Get rid of Israel. Destroy Israel. Annihilate Israel. Okay. You have a very, very special expectation of annihilation that you only ever apply to one single country out there. That's a little bit suspicious, man.
Mm-hmm. Not a good look. Not a good look. Don't want to waste AP's time, but standing for 10 minutes with no opponent would speak volumes. AP, don't negotiate away the topic to get an opponent.
I won't.
No, sticking to it. In fact, that should be the rule. That should be the rule. And James should announce this. We might want to actually talk to him. Say, hey, I'm trying to get AP an opponent who's willing to defend Muhammad. If I can't, I will simply allow AP to give a lecture on whether Muhammad's a prophet, and to take Q&A from the audience and from the online chat. That's it.
Powerful.
That's how you do it.
Powerful. If we don't find an opponent in the end, this will just reflect very, very poorly on Islam.
It's not going to look good. And guys, you're making it obvious to the world that you're a bunch of cowards when it comes to Muhammad. It's basically a massive admission. None of our guys is willing to defend Muhammad because that we know we can't do it. Are Muslims not to speak to people who argue theology with them? This Muslim kid used to talk my ear off until one day we spoke theology. Now he talks the ear off others, but won't speak to me. No, you have people who are happy to speak theology. The general rule is once they find out you know what you're talking about and you're not falling for the Dawah Script, then they don't want to talk to you.
Cool.
David, what's your denomination? Also, where's AP's Diddy grandpa hat?
It's hiding.
I'm going to be like Inspiring Philosophy and say, I'm not going to tell you. No, I don't have one.
You don't even have a denomination.
Just a Christian, a lowly Christian.
Don't even have a denomination.
AP could debate an original Quran-only Muslim Christian. An original Quran-only Muslim Christian. Yes, that's someone who believes the truth, namely that Muhammad was a Christian and that later Muslims his later followers corrupted his message and changed it into Islam. Awesome. Have you guys seen the Southport attacker and people on X trying not to blame the attack on Islam despite him having Dawah Script, e.g. Peter Hitchens? I haven't been following much of that. I know like Robert Spencer and stuff has.
So here's the thing. The guy...
he also had an Al-Qaeda training manual.
The guy is a sick devil who looked up lots of Islamic terrorism stuff and had Al-Qaeda terrorism manual and so on. So he was clearly inspired by Islamic terrorism. That's a fact. In the end, why he exactly did it is a little bit hard to tell. But it looks like he had a sick obsession with Islamic terrorism as well, which may be the primary cause for why he did it. But I saw Peter Hitchens. He said that this kid hung around shady people and people who use drugs. And he may or may not have used marijuana, which may have disturbed and pushed him toward committing this terrorist attack or something like that, which just makes me think...
Just quick question. Isn't a guy high on marijuana like the least threatening person on the planet? It's one thing if you said PCP or something like that, right? Something that like can give you a break with reality, or marijuana. Yeah, he got all wasted on marijuana. It's like, I'm gonna go out and kill a bunch of people. Yeah, something weird about that.
Like I wouldn't encourage people to be constantly high on marijuana, but marijuana is not known to be a drug that makes you aggressively want to kill people. It does quite the opposite, actually. He wants to then argue, when he was criticized for it, he argued, well, it is actually documented that long-term marijuana use can have detrimental mental health impacts. Well, okay, good. You can apply the very same standard to lots of different things.
Now, with all of that said, there are drugs you can do that will mess you up.
Yeah.
And I was actually, I can think of a couple people right now that I was locked up with that seemed like just completely mentally out of it. And I would run into other people and be like, I knew that guy 10 years ago and he was sharp and normal. he just got some bad stuff at some point and it fried his brain. So stuff like that does happen. You can have stuff. And then you just have people who you can also have people who are completely nuts. They don't need any drugs. You can also have people who have some mental problems and drugs exacerbate the problem. So there are all kinds of possibilities here. That's why you don't want to just say, oh, it's just because of Islam. You can have people. Now, the problem is like all these government agencies and so on, they always try to blame it on mental health problems and so on. It's like, why are so many of these jihadis have the same exact mental problem, guys? With that said, there are people who just have mental problems and so on.
That's true.
But I don't know. I don't know enough about it to comment.
That's true.
AP debating Dawahs is only comedy. Bad end for Dawah. Yep, bad, sad. 2025, the year everyone admits that Dawah has collapsed. D. Wood, peace be upon you. I would love to translate Answering Islam articles into Spanish. Is it best to send my proposal through the website? Yes, send it to find the contact for Jochen Katz. He's the one who runs it. Knows Too Much said, if Muslim debate, turn it into a Quran eating. If a Muslim debate, turn it into a Quran eating contest. That's what James should say. He should say, either a Muslim steps up to defend Muhammad in this debate, or we're going to have a Quran eating contest between David Wood and the apostate prophet. If no Muslims show up to debate AP, oh, I already had.
Wow, I'm just checking modern day debates YouTube comment section, YouTube community notes, community tab comment section. You have people who are on modern day debate all the time for different reasons, not even for religion conversations, seeing this whole thing going around of James explaining that he had to drop the Muslim apologists for death threats, looking for new ones, not able to find one. And people in the chat just reacting to this, saying, wow, this is just, looks like we always have this problem with Islam and with Muslims. Interesting.
Indeed. Hey, yo, here's a good one. White Trash Panda says, invite the Muslim cowboy and or Sajid. Dude, no, seriously, we should send James a list of like, here are 10 people to invite. They're all going to refuse, every last one of them. No doubt. But he should send out the challenges and we should all share them just so everyone knows, hey, this Muslim cowboy, that's right, I like little girl, yee-hoo. Just so everyone sees, none of these guys will defend Muhammad, ever, not in a million years. They all claim to be the great champions of Islam, and none of them will step up.
We might actually have one person, so you might be totally wrong, David.
Who?
The guy whose clip you played earlier, the one who said, would God say the N-word? So that guy apparently he made a response video to IP and said and challenged him to a debate on Muhammad in the Bible and whether Muhammad was a true prophet, which is very interestingly quite the same range of two topics that I had planned with Central Dawah. So I said to James, hey, how about ask this guy? He might be interested. Mm-hmm. So he contacted him on my behalf. Let's see what happens. Let's see.
That would be very interesting. Now, AP, one of the justifications they're going to use is they're going to say no because AP will insult the Quran and have an L on there. Can we confirm ahead of time that if these guys don't threaten you, they're not talking about killing you or saying that apostates should be killed or anything in those lines, if they are not being insulting, that you would not do any sort of Quran desecration in the debate? It's only if they cross certain lines that's when you would cross certain lines. Is that correct, or?
Yeah, fine.
You have it here. You have it here, folks. So share that. AP is willing to make agreements as far as rules of etiquette during the debate. You don't cross these lines and say these horrible things. You don't do any name calling. Won't do any name. You don't do this. We won't do this. There you have it, folks. So if that's what their concern is,
I will be strapped though. I will be strapped. I will have this with me. So
have it with you in case they cross lines, right? And yeah, just like you'll have a Quran with you and be ready to go to town on that thing if they cross any lines. But yeah. But the point is, don't start nothing, won't be nothing. General rule, right?
If you push me too hard, my finger is gonna go on the trigger here, and it's going to go up like this.
And there's going to be a big L on the stage. David, will we get to meet you at DebateCon without the VIP pass? I'm a college student in theology, and you've had a huge impact on me. Yes, absolutely, Alex. You can just come up to me before or after one of the debates or something like that. There's a VIP like lunch and dinner or something, I think, where people who are actually like sponsoring the debate and stuff get to hang out with people and stuff like that. But yeah, I'll be there. So yeah, you'll meet me. Let's get Momo's very, very white great grandson to debate at DebateCon. He will humiliate you all. Oh yeah. His actual what's that guy's name? Man, my brain is fried. Sheikh. I don't remember his name. But yeah, he actually has his his 34th grandson. His 34th grandson is the whitest person you've ever seen in your entire lives. He looked like if Opie Taylor converted to Islam. Thank you, World, for the super chat. He brought the EL. He brought the L on himself. The L. Let's see. I'd like everyone to note that my question was the one that eventually led to him threatening you. Joking. I remember this. I remember this name. Didn't you just read this the other day?
Yeah. I remember your name. Yeah, I remember that name coming up. Joking Jonkler. I remember hearing the name and cracked up laughing. Yeah. That might be it. There was in the Q&A when it came up that he started saying, 100%. I agree, 100%. Oh, that was because his question in the super chat, I think, was how are you trying to win Christians over when you attack their Bible and speak so disrespectfully of them and things like that, and that's what brought it up. And then Central Dawah said that he does it because I am very disrespectful to the Quran, and I tear it up and I chew it and so on. And I said, that's very funny, considering that your religion teaches that I should be executed. And then he said, well, yeah, 100%, 100%. That's how it started.
Mm-hmm. And as an added bonus, for any Muslims who want to show up, I could have this Kuranagami Kaaba there, and that way they'll all want to gather around it. And it could actually be your Hajj for this year. So win-win. You get to meet the requirements of the Hajj and defend your fake prophet. But yes, good job joking, jingling jonkler. Oh, here we have Giant DOC's celebratory 20,000K subs stream. Might have been how they got downed. A troll joined on screen and did some prawn. We know what that means. They said, we'll end stream real quick and remove. Otherwise, we'll get a strike. Troll might have been ready to, give it a strike. Yeah, that's possible. And by the way, sometimes if... sometimes if you take something down real quick or something like that after you've gotten the strike, you can't appeal or anything. So I don't even know how that works. But yeah, got to be careful. You've got a lot of followers of Islam for some reason. Just always have tons of that on hand to try and insert in your live stream to get it taken down. Interesting people. Para character holding belly. That's super sticker. Thank you. AP, you should get Shake Chat GPT to debate. Shake Chat GPT to debate you. I've heard he's a master debater. He is.
He is.
David, ever thought about having Aisha?
It's too difficult to get a hold of him. I can't reach him nowadays. So I'll see.
David, ever thought about having Aisha marry the Copt or Zainab in the Boom Boom Room? Yes, that has come up multiple times. There is an issue with having women in the videos because if the keyboard jihadis target someone for being in an episode of Muhammad's Boom Boom Room, they would target women differently. And then if you're going to have Aisha, you obviously want like a kid, but that would mean a kid has to be in the video. Not terrible, because you could have her you could have any of these in a burqa or something like that. So, never quite figured out how to go about it.
You could just somebody pretending to be a kid, like I don't know. Yeah, you could totally play Aisha. You look like Aisha, kind of as well.
Yeah, I could be a dude and be like, yo, I'm Aisha. Just make sure when you record me in the sources, you don't say what I really am, because we don't want Muhammad to look bad, you know? D-Wood says, this is Dawah like a kid at Christmas. It must feel so good after decades of fighting against Islam for the world to start seeing the truth. Yeah, it's like but it's like, what took you so long? But I mean, I'm happy people are catching on. Faisal says, God bless, love you both, be safe. Thanks for the God bless and love you both. Be safe.
Thank you.
Not so much.
Thank you.
Blood is halal, but respect me. Yep, that is Dawah. There, it's just amazing. Like right now, the ummah is basically in this stage of like, you can think of it like a toddler or something like this, like learning no. I want Skittles. No. I really want Skittles. Throwing a tantrum. No, too bad. You're not getting Skittles. But I'm gonna throw myself all over the floor in the checkout aisle. Too bad you're not getting them. I'll scream louder. That's the phase the ummah is in right now. It's pathetic. Wow. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. That's the other thing they need to learn.
Go check yourself before you.
They have to learn to check themselves before they wreck themselves. Muslims reject Momo. Follow me instead. It's the Wario version of Muhammad. Mario and Wario. So now there's
Yeah, that makes me want to play Wario again. Now I have to go and play Wario again.
I never played that one. What uncomfortable facts about Islam would you say have gone more mainstream in 2024? What are the most critical facts that still need awareness? The biggest thing that caught on more in 2024 was the Islamic dilemma. People started catching on that the Quran actually, we all knew it. All the people who deal with apologetics and polemics, we all knew what the Quran says about the Bible and how it destroys the main Dawah script of just attacking the Bible. But way more people found out about it and started using it in 2024, and that's going to accelerate in 2025. What's up?
Well, people started speaking a lot about the child marriage aspect again this last year. Lots of clips came up. The one with Mohammed Hijab and Sneeko discussing that pedophilia is relative, not to be confused with pedophilia with relatives. But so pedophilia is relative, and it's okay to have sex or to marry a little child, just like with Mohammed Hijab explaining in the clip, if a young little girl has big hips. And things like that, like this kind of stuff came up and people started talking about it. Alex Jones brought it up. PBD brought it up. So many others played the clip and brought it up. And the whole thing with pedophilia and Islam became very, very much talked about again. There are still many other aspects. There are things that we need to get back to and put together. We do probably need to have another compilation. The next thing that I would like to work on, similar to when I did my the scientific mistakes of the Quran, would be all the things that the Quran got wrong about other people's beliefs, like how the Quran gets the Trinity wrong, gets Christian beliefs wrong, gets Jewish beliefs wrong, and so on. How it acts like Mary is part of the Trinity, or Jews say Ezra is the son of Allah. Things like these need to be more part of the public conversation, because I think it's very important that Christians, who are still the majority out there, become aware of what kind of dumb stuff Islam says about Christianity. Jews need to become more aware of what kind of dumb stuff Islam says about Judaism. Others need to become more aware of what kind of dumb stuff Islam says about other beliefs, to expose more the ignorance of Islam and expose the weaknesses and the fragility of it. This is good, you know.
It is indeed good. So yeah, we need to keep the momentum from last year. Keep exposing Muhammad and Aisha, because they keep trying to defend it and so on. And keep in mind that this isn't just about exposing Islam. You have people who actually want to bang kids and so on. So you have to win this one. You can't have tons of Muslim countries going back to child marriage. I mean, lots of them allow it anyway, because the only reason they made the laws is because Western nations made them do this. But now that they sort of sense weakness from Western nations, they think, oh, we can go back to marrying kids and so on. So you have to win that one. We want more people to find out about the Islamic dilemma. We want to expand it. And probably in the second half of this coming year, I'll start pushing the satanic verses harder. It's something that it used to be one of my main arguments, and then I kind of pulled back because I was waiting for Shihab Ahmed to publish his book on there, and I didn't want to stir things up for a guy who was publishing an academic book on the satanic verses. But then he published it and stuff, and I kind of never got back to it, but this might be a good year to do that. And Cameron Bertuzzi already posted a video a couple days ago on the satanic verses. So that's a good one. If you don't know what the satanic verses are, that's when Muhammad committed shirk and told his followers that they can pray to 3 pagan goddesses. I have 50 Muslim sources on this, and Muslims say it never happened because later generations of Muslims then said, this makes Muhammad look bad. Let's start pretending it never happened. When the early Muslims, they all knew this happened.
Powerful.
Here we have David. Can you just straight fight Central? Are you joking? He's like, what, the size of one of my arms? Skinny little wimp. Central Dawah went full Ahmed the dead terrorist, huh? Had to, yeah. Kind of looks like him too.
The thing is, he strikes me as a person that will probably be very stupid and very quick to commit a crime and then go away for a long time. Like it seems like somebody who actually not only threatens violence, but who would actually try to commit a violent act and then get locked up for a very, very long time. That's the kind of person that he strikes me as. Not just somebody who talks a bunch of dumb stuff, but who is just such a lowlife that he is happy to throw away everything because of how pathetic he is.
He is pathetic, and guys, I said it already. That personality, I've seen it a bunch of times because these guys come in, and this is how they act around their friends, and they come in there and act around a bunch of convicts, and they are messing with the wrong ones. I'm telling you, these guys can sense posturing and posing and all this stuff, and they will destroy him. Have you seen stuff from DC Dawah? It's possible, but I don't recall the name. It's possible that I've seen a video, but I don't recall who that is or what that's about. He seems to make actually good okay, now I know you're making things up. Actually good arguments and rebuttals from an Islamic perspective. Come on.
Right.
If you want to say better than the average Dawah guy or something like that, that's one thing. If you're saying actually good arguments, come on, Alex.
What next? Marvel Dawah also makes very good arguments.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
Yes, and he actually converted the Pope to Islam. There was 7 popes watched his video and he converted.
Come on. Wu-Tang Hamid said, challenge Shake It Off to debate a pizzle. There we go. Shake It Off.
That'd be funny. That'd be good.
Thanks, fellas. You're welcome, Monologic. Hey,
Thank
Christian Gadfly. Everyone check
What's
out
up, Christian Gadfly?
Christian Gadfly's channel's got some good stuff.
Christian Gadfly is one of the funniest people alive.
Pretty funny. The Bible is a lie. We all just come from aliens. Jesus was an alien. We all just come from aliens. That's classic. I'd argue that Muhammad is a true prophet for $8,000, and I don't even believe in him. Yeah, what's wrong with it? I'll do it for $8,000. What's crazy is I probably do a better job than the Dawah clowns. AP, what's up with your beard? Yeah, especially in that video.
I don't know.
With inspiring philosophy.
I know,
What's with your beard? Your beard is weird.
AP versus Shake Your Booty at DebateCon 5. Yeah, we have presented that where Shake Your Booty gets up and gives his presentation and says, oh, brothers and sisters, now I have to go to the bathroom to do my ablutions. And then AP shows up for his part of the debate.
I challenged Shake Your Booty, but I didn't get a response yet.
Even Shake Your Booty is running. It's not $8,000, but here's enough for a debate. Sandwich. Nice. Inspiring rationality.
Inspiring rationality. Look at this hair.
He's got the rationality hair, but with inspiring philosophy. That's funny. Thank you for exposing these loser peoples. Vomit people.
Thank you.
Mosh Cohen says, AP, you should add that great explanation of the Jews are bringing them in to an article with all the examples and make a video breakdown. That would be funny.
I did think of doing that. It's just it's one of those things. Like, do you really want to have a video talking about it? Because it's like, it's just meant to be. It's like you put something on the ground just to invite all the cockroaches. And do I really want to do that? You know, 'cause it's a video just for the cockroaches.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it could be useful to some people. So I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, and thanks, Mosh Cohen, for channel memberships as well. We got Billy Mays. Don't you see? The Rothschild have a button in their evil ear that says, "Don't let Billy get a girlfriend," and they press it every day.
Wow, I didn't know that.
That's what they do. Thank you for exposing the... Oh, sorry. The Muslim tunnel running into the New York Jew tunnel. That's what they want to do. You know, I had to do it to him. You see, we have the strongest tunnels.
You see?
They are good at tunnels. I'm completely serious. These guys are good at building tunnels.
The best tunnels, man.
He said Muslims because it's been a rough year for tunnels, let me tell you. Yep, Talmudic Tunnels Construction, Inc. Indeed. Lily J will humiliate you, AP. That would be classic. It would be worth every penny. Thank you to the supporter who's offering to do it. Not going to happen, but it would be entertaining. And you know what's funny is it would kind of be a no-lose situation for Lily, because if she goes in there and debates AP and she gets crushed, just completely crushed, she can just go, ChatGPT, according to Islam, why did I just get completely humiliated? Is there a reason that proves that Islam is true? Yes, because because Islam teaches that women are intellectually deficient and have half the intelligence of a man. And she could just end the debate like that. And so her losing would be proof that Islam is true. Augustus Kaiser says, does Allah have body parts? Debated. Was the Quran created? Debated. How do you pray and do ablution? Debated. Can you bang kids? Yes, according to every scholar and imam ever. Can't tell me these isn't Satan. Yep, that's what we're dealing with. AP, I'll pretend to be Muslim and debate you. Split the cash. We'll take the $8,000. I'll debate you, and we'll just split the cash. Joking. Just kidding. You shouldn't tank the stock of your loyal fan, Talmudic Tunnel Construction.
Yeah.
Modern day debate should put Ahmed the dead terrorist on stage if no one comes forward. Humiliating. Yep. I still vote for, if anyone's willing to debate, they can debate. If not, lecture from AP. And that's on the Muslims for doing that. Why is the Quran only as a defense is about argument? Why is the Quran... I don't know what you're saying here. You're asking the Quran... Why do people use the Quran only position as a defense? Something like that? Against arguments? Yeah, there are Quran... If that's what you're saying, I don't know that that's what you're saying. But if that's what you're saying, then there are Quran only Muslims. But then there are other people who kind of pretend to be Quran-only Muslims when you bring up something in the Hadith. They go, but that's not in the Quran. It's like, okay, praying 5 times a day is not in the Quran. The full Shahada is not in the Quran. Basic Islamic practices are not in the Quran. So do you adhere to those practices? Yes. Okay, then you believe in more than the Quran. Stop pretending to be Quran-only. Love you, David and Ridwan. You guys are hilarious.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're born this way. Central, leave my prophet's name out your mouth. Dawah guys are all pulling a Will Smith these days. Yep, but they're the ones who start it. You know how bodybuilder dudes rip phone books in half? Go up there doing that with Quran. That would be funny. Get one of those guys who can rip books in half, rip a telephone book in half, and do it with a Quran. That would be funny. We should start training for that. Earlier super chat missed. No, I don't think I missed anything. And I did read one by you, Augustus. AP as Aisha could be funny, though. Yeah, with a beard and stuff.
This is so weird, man.
What? What's weird now?
I just looked up Lily J YouTube channel, and...
What?
I just realized on her history, I was like, I checked, and she has a YouTube channel with 180,000 subscribers, and I thought, when did this grow? So I look into her channel video history, And I had no idea about this. So 4 months ago, she started publishing videos about where she just asked, ChatGPT, can you tell me? And that gets like lots of views. But before that, and the last video before that was it was over a year ago. It was an official lyric music video, and she has music videos from before that, including some extremely sexual stuff and vlogs and things like that. But I guess it never really picked up, and she started going, "This is very, very strange."
Yeah. Sometimes you have to try multiple grifts to figure out what works, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, lots of grifters are going to find there's one community, the Dawah community, where they are so desperate. If you just go, "Hey, I just found out that the Quran has been miraculously preserved. Isn't that amazing?" And you'll just get 180,000 followers. Just keep doing it over and over again.
It's kind of funny, like you sexualize yourself because they say it sells well, but it doesn't really work that well. And then you go and just do, Islam is awesome. And suddenly it actually sells well to a bunch of horny Muslims.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Isn't that interesting? So Mashir says, "AP as Aisha could be fun, though." That could be funny. It could be very funny. Libiano, the Nword guy, has threatened a Muslim sister with grape. Becca in chat, who has the clip. Check this out. That's the guy who was saying it. Huh. Interesting. AP should have Hamed Samad. He was at Gad Sad. I see a wink there, so I don't know if that's serious or not.
Probably, yes. I'm going to go to Germany soon to... maybe I can get in touch with him as well.
Oh, yeah. Jesus isn't the only Jew who died for the sins of man. Jews have been sacrificed for this reason throughout history.
Based.
D-Wood and AP, this is why you guys are important. I grew up with Muslims and didn't like Islam, but I thought the Aisha story was Christian propaganda till a Muslim told me it was true. Yeah, I've said that before, that's the same reaction when I heard it for the first time. I heard it from... Matter of fact, I remember who it is. A guy we called Sky and stuff, and he said he was reading in what's that magazine called? Voice of the Martyrs. He said he was reading in Voice of the Martyrs and was talking about a situation with child marriage in some country that like a Christian girl had been kidnapped and so on, and said, but Islam allows child marriage because Muhammad consummated a marriage with a 9-year-old girl. And so he told me that. I was like, come on, it's a Christian magazine. Come on. They probably heard this from somewhere and it's probably just totally made up. So it was a couple years where I thought this was just made up. And it was when I was arguing with Nabil later that I got Sahih al-Bukhari and stuff and started looking things up. And it was just all over the place. It's all over the place in the Muslim sources. So I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Like back when I heard it, because I heard it in prison. That was another inmate. Sky was another inmate. I heard it in prison, and my reaction was, the reason I thought there's no way is there's no way that you would have Muslims believing in Muhammad in prison if he had sex with a 9-year-old girl. That's like fundamental. That it's bottom of the barrel in prison: snitches and people who mess with kids. That's it. That's bottom of the barrel. No one would say, "Oh yeah, here's a guy who molested a little girl. Let's follow him." Not in prison. So I was thinking, no, that's made up. And later on, of course, once you find out it's true, it's like, oh, it's true, but inmates don't know about it. So I suggested years ago that one of the ways to deal with the problem of Islam spreading in prison is just make it known. Print out some things about Muhammad and Aisha and send them out to prisons everywhere. Just like random people, just find a list of inmates. You can do it. You can find online of inmates in various prisons and stuff. Just start sending them those things. Send them those things. People will not, if you got a guy and Muslims are trying to get him to convert to Islam in prison and people find out what Muhammad did with a 9-year-old girl, that is done. Not in the UK. Things are so overwhelmingly Islamic in prison now that there's enough protection for people and so on. In America, nope. Not going for that. Not going for messing with kids. Maybe offer Momo to debate you if you donate the money to Queers for Palestine to have their first parade post ceasefire. Alhamdulillah. That's true. Muhammad would be all in favor of that. Shake it 3 times and you're playing. Shake it 3 times and you're playing with it. That's true. Comedy Central said AP's blood is halal, hoping his follower will do the dirty work for him. He thinks he's powerful without realizing he's a coward. He's a total coward. Which one of his loser followers are, oh, we can't do anything to AP. We're too busy taking pictures of our peepees and sending them to Muslim girls on TikTok. What a dysfunctional community. I recently started dating an Armenian woman who told me the story of her family. How Islam doesn't have a worse public perception is baffling. Yeah, it's been nonstop messed up stuff for a long time. And Western nations are so guilt-ridden over colonization and things like that they believe they have to atone for the wrongs of the past by constantly defending all things that are non-Western. And that includes Islam as the main thing they have to defend. Were you about to blurt something stupid out?
No.
Okay, good.
I was just thinking about the Armenian thing. That's it.
Ice baby we have here. That's true. Miss you guys. Got really sick. Takbir. Allahu Akbar. Yes, it's very powerful.
Take beer.
And we have Omar with the super chat. Thank you, Omar.
Thank you.
All right, AP. I think we're
huge $1 super chat by Omar. Wow, man! I just want to take out. I just want to acknowledge Omar Ayad's super chat here, which was a very, very great contribution to this live stream. After everything that we have talked about, this is probably the highlight of the whole stream. I would say. Thank you,
What's
Omar.
What's wrong with you, man? Got kicked in with a super chat, and you're going. Whoa. What's wrong with you?
Just kidding, Omar. Just kidding.
All right. So Tuesday, I think we are on with Inspiring Philosophy.
Yes.
We doing something tomorrow or taking the day off? What are we doing?
We might be doing something tomorrow. I might be wanting to talk about several things tomorrow. I also want to kind of... I do want to address some more of the whole is Muhammad found in the Bible argument and things around that a little bit further, considering that we just talked about this. So I think there's a lot more that we can talk about relating to that topic. But there is also other stuff going on. There is the hostage situations going on. There is updates on my case with Comedy Central and so on. So there's a lot of stuff that's happening. We will see. We might do something tomorrow.
We might, but you don't know. We're like the wind. Daniel, he blamed a Jew. Lo Hikmah says this strengthened my imam.
Nice.
Hey, and here's a response to AP from Ragnar. What if that was his last dollar? Right? Gotta share.
Well, then
might have to tell you a little story from the Bible, AP, about a woman, and Jesus said she put in more than anyone else because she put in 2 pennies. But other people were very wealthy, tossing money and stuff like this. She just puts in 2 pennies. Jesus said she put in more than all of them because they all put out of their abundance. And you're sitting there making fun of people. What the heck is wrong with you? Pure evil. We're dealing with pure evil here. What's that?
I didn't really think about this, so I apologize if that was conceived as offensive. However, thank you, Omar, for that. If it was your last dollar that you had, then thank you for being generous enough to make such a stupid decision to send it as a super chat.
That's true, Omar. If that's your last dollar, do not send us your last dollar. And guys, this goes for anyone. If you're low on funds, do not send them to us. Do not send them to us. We're fine. We're fine. With that said, thank you everyone. Thank you everyone who sends us super chats.
Thank you so much.
It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun live streaming and talking about stuff and answering super chats and so on. That's why we keep doing. That's why we keep doing. It's fun. Nima says last couple super chats came in here right as AP was embarrassing himself again. AP is scared of Nadir Ahmed's stunning brilliance in. Oh, let me say this. AP is scared of Nadir Ahmed's stunning brilliance and radiant handsomeness. AP would never debate me. I mean him. You're finished. You're finished. This debate would be over. It's making fun of Nadir Ahmed's extra accounts where he always praises himself and acts like he's a fan when he has no fans.
That's very good.
Augustus says, they ask you about Lily J. Say, she is a prophet of Allah, and I will make her followers uppermost until the grift ends. Allah is knowing the wise. So their main grifters they've got so far, I mean, apart from the actual Dawah guys who have been grifters, the ones who jumped in just for the grift, Andrew Tate, Sneeko, Lily J. All smart. Going through a hard time just now, yada, yada. But you guys always brighten my day. Keep doing the Lord's work, spreading mirth and truth. Mirth and truth. That's what we do. God bless. Thank you.
Powerful. And
is it reasonable to mask up when critiquing Islam? Kind of depends on where you are. It is reasonable because, there are people who don't want to share their actual names and their actual faces. It kind of depends on where you are. Like if you were in London, if you lived in London, you wanted to go to Speaker's Corner, it makes perfect sense to wear a mask because you don't want people recognizing you when you're walking down the street and so on. So yes, that can make sense. Depends on the situation. You should be aware that there are safety concerns and. Oh, by the way, especially for women, if it's women, especially ex-Muslim women and so on, you don't have to. It's obviously your decision, but makes sense for certain people in certain contexts, depending on the danger to them, to cover their faces.
Yeah, there are different factors or different reasons involved why you would want to or not want to.
Are you going to have that in the debate?
Yes, why you would want to or not want to mask up. There are safety reasons if you're in a situation where you cannot make yourself public or where it brings danger upon you or your family. Another case would be like if you look like me, for example, it would be better for you to mask up. There are different ways that you can do this for. If you don't care, then it's fine, to just reveal yourself. But I would say that it's always a good act to put yourself out there and to say, I am not afraid. I will not hide. I am here to say what I think and what I believe. And if you get killed, just think about it. It's fun. It is fun.
It would be pretty fun. But yeah, we had this issue with apostate Aladdin. Should he cover his face? For safety? No. No one's going after apostate Aladdin. They do not care. The jihadis would gladly go out. There would be thousands of people ahead of him in line if they decide to go after somebody. But he may want to keep his face covered. What?
You just said, especially for ex-Muslim women, this is a problem. So,
oh yeah,
he should probably cover his face.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, but I mean, he attacks you, so they probably love him, but. As far as apostate Aladdin, yes, it makes sense for him to cover his face. One, because he's an epic dork, and two, because once you've said all the idiotic stuff that he said, you don't want to be recognized. People are like, hey, are you the guy who said all this insanely idiotic stuff and act like a crybaby all the time? You don't want to be known for that. You know what I mean?
That's true.
And finally here, why is AP hiding his cross? It's funny, you wear a cross, I start getting all these messages, even text messages and stuff like that. Wait, did AP convert? I saw a picture of him with a cross. So thank you, AP, for making me spend so much time explaining things to everyone in the world. All right, guys, we may or may not. See, it's still there, ladies and gentlemen. It's still there. We may or may not be here tomorrow on AP's channel. But we will be, Lord willing, on Inspiring Philosophy's channel Tuesday. I believe we're discussing Lily J. Interesting. I think we're going through some Lily J's Dawah. That should be fun. ChatGPT Dawah. Ultimate grift. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Catch you all possibly tomorrow.
ChatGPT, should everybody be watching our live stream on Tuesday? Yes, they should. Thank you, ChatGPT.